As always, my name is Cutie, and we handle Soulslikes, Roguelikes, Metroidvanias, and other adventurous speedruns. I'm sorry, I was laughing from something that was happening in Discord right before we started. But today, we have an absolutely incredible show. But before we dig into that, as always, we are the first show of the week here on Monday. So make sure that you go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix or gdq.gg/hotfix. I think they go to the same place either way. And check out the schedule for this week, all the incredible games that we have coming up. We have also recently added a couple of new shows to Hotfix. I believe first one premiered last Friday, and then we have a brand new one, The Scenic Route with Osborne, premiering right after this show today. It is going to be an absolute banger. The schedule is wild, so you're not going to want to miss that. But let's talk about what we have going on today. So first up, we have Dark Souls any percent with QQ. Now, little known fact, we just discovered this, but today is actually Dark Souls' birthday. It was released September 22nd, 2011, so Dark Souls turns 14 years old today. I can't say right now, but let's make this the official birthday celebration. So right now it turns 14, and we've got QQ, who is the world record holder for any percent. So lucky to have them. Then we also have, after that, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, all bosses and mini bosses. If you know me, if you know the show, we love a good all bosses rush. And so that is actually with Wormdog, who is also the world record holder for that category. So we have two of the literal best in the business doing Soulslikes today. And then last and certainly not least, we have Hades 2. Now, as many of you may know, Hades 2 is getting its official 1.0 release on, I believe, Thursday, depending on your time zones. I know it releases at the same time globally, but that might change. But Thursday in the US. And that's going to add a lot of different things. It's going to add some story. They're going to be updating it, obviously, throughout. So we want to do a little bit of a goodbye salute to the Hades 2 early access, which I think started a little over a year and a half ago, or just over a year. And so we're going to be doing Underworld Rivals 4. Now, this is a category extension. The runner can tell you a little bit better about it than me, but it basically turns on some settings to make the bosses and some of the things extra difficult. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that has. So yeah, an incredible schedule, 2 world record runners, and a goodbye to Hades 2 on the Dark Souls birthday. You cannot ask for more than that. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling and bring in our first run, which is Dark Souls any percent. Hey QQ, how you doing?
Hey QT, how's it going?
Funny well, for anyone out there, we are not related, maybe distant cousins, but only a couple letters apart.
Separated triplet QC.
Okay. So obviously, us being the Souls-like show, this being the record holder for Dark Souls, this had to happen. This was inevitable. They were always going to be on the show at some point. But go ahead and
happy to be on.
Not that you need any introduction, but go ahead and introduce yourself and your commentator Wormdog, who will be running for Sekiro, but is also commentating for Dark Souls.
Hi guys, I'm QQ. As QT said earlier, I'm the current world record holder of Dark Souls 1 80%. Joining me is my commentator Wormdog, who also has a pretty respectable time in this run, this route, as well as a bunch of other FromSoft stuff. He's awesome. Check him out when you get the chance. Also later when he does his run. But without further ado, I think that we can get started. So if you have a timer, just give me a countdown on whenever.
Yeah, give us a 3, 2, 1 so we can sync into your stream just whenever you're ready.
All right, sick. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
Right.
Good luck, QQ.
So, right at the start, I'm going to mention that this is the original release of the game, Prepare to Die Edition, not the 2018 remaster version of the game. They are separated by leaderboards just because of a bunch of differences that the games actually have, from glitches to routing to the actual way that the physics work in the game due to the difference in frame rate. So we just like to separate the game's leaderboards. But if you are familiar with Dark Souls speedruns in general, you're going to notice a little bit of a detour that we're going to go on in Asylum. It's going to look pretty normal early on, and then very quickly kind of just be like, why is he doing that? But first, we're just going to throw a couple firebombs at this Asylum demon just to get him out of the way. 5 is enough to kill him, and we actually do need a bunch of other ones later on, so just keep those on hand. But The purpose of any percent is just to beat the game as fast as possible with pretty much no restrictions. Asterisk. There are different categories that do technically beat the game faster, like new game plus any percent force quit. But this is beating the game with pretty much just what the game has to offer without any client manipulation or previous save states. So right now, I'm doing the first glitch of the run. I'm breaking this wall with my body because I'm just that tough. And right now, I'm talking to Oscar, and talking to Oscar is faster by about 3 seconds. And this is where Asylum differs. Thankfully, he actually gives me the slower RNG so I can explain a little bit of stuff. But what I'm doing here is I'm using this hollow right here to get something called ladder storage. There's that ladder at the very beginning of Asylum that we went, and I have to wait for him to slowly walk out. He has a jump stored. Nice. And I'm going to riposte and interact with this ladder at the same time. And what that does is it gets my character stuck on that ladder in the game's internal engine. So if he actually decides to ever come over here... Wow, he is incredibly slow. I partial parried that on purpose. Get ladder storage here. So
easy, first try.
Yeah, super easy. So right now, the game still thinks that I'm on that ladder because I got stuck there while in my riposte. The riposte sticks your character in place, and normally I would be running all over the place. The game would constantly be updating my current position, and if I were to quit out or something, it would send me to the exact position that I'm at, like right now, so on and so forth. But because the game still thinks that I'm on that ladder, it's never actually updating my position. And because of that, I need to be a little bit careful about how I actually go about this, because I don't want the game to stop thinking that I'm on that ladder. So I'm going to just focus up real quick.
Yeah, so essentially this whole time that he's running to the Undead Merchant to do a little shopping, he's avoiding getting hit completely. He is avoiding entering free fall. He is avoiding pivoting. He's avoiding running out of stamina. And maybe one other thing I missed. There is...
No, that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah. I also can't interact with the ladder.
Yeah, right. You can't interact with the ladder or quit out. Because all of those will get rid of his ladder storage, and he will have to go back to the very beginning.
Yes.
So it's quite the precarious situation that QQ finds himself in.
I'm so happy.
That was actually so clean. Perfect.
Very nice. So here, I'm going to do, as I mentioned before, the game still thinks that I'm on a ladder. And what happens in FromSoft games when you run out of stamina on a ladder? Let's see, 1 roll, 2 roll, punch, arm flail. What just happened? My game is freaking out. Where am I going? Let's find out. Oh, I'm back in Asylum? No, I'm not. I'm falling. So the game still thought that I was on that ladder back in Asylum, and I'm just going to be falling here. And when I load back in, I'm just in Undead Parish, which skips like 3 minutes of running. Let's not die here. I got a stored roll right there, so thankfully I did not actually wind up in that much trouble. But yeah, that skipped like 3 minutes of running and is actually a huge reroute that we found back in November last year. So now I'm going to do another little glitch that, quote unquote, little. It's pretty famous. It's Sen's Gate Skip. It allows us to get to Sen's Fortress without going through any of the bells, like Bells of Awakening. And how I do that is I lure this hollow over here, I parry him, and my riposte animation actually pushes me very slightly out of bounds, and my character goes... Basically, the game thinks that I'm dead, but I'm not dead. So I'm like in death cam right here, and it's not going to load any new assets. And because of that, the last area that I was in was Undead Parish. But if I go over to Sen's Fortress, the gate won't be loaded in. So I can just run straight through as if like I already rang the bells. So let's see. There we go. The game has tank controls when you're in death cam, so sometimes it can be a little bit annoying to actually navigate, but I'm actually just going to equip this here just to make my life a little bit easier. but you see I'm now in Sense Fortress, and when I load back in, I will have skipped having to ring the bells. We do need to ring them later, because in order to actually get to the end of the game, we need to access Firelink Altar, and the fastest way to do that is by ringing both bells. Even if you were to like somehow get Framped to appear, like have his little ditch open, the flag does not actually register until you ring both the bells and have the Lord Vessel. So like not having either of those is just like a huge impediment for like getting the game insanely fast. But I think 20 minutes, 19 minutes is still pretty dang fast, if you have to ask me. So right now, just going through Sense Fortress. A lot of people's maybe favorite, maybe least favorite. I hear a lot of bad things about this area, but it's usually pretty scripted, as long as you understand the actual way that the cycles work. There is a very slightly faster strat that you can do instead of this quit out right here, where you just avoid this boulder by running into the wall, but it's very precise, and I don't want to do it in a showcase like this. So I didn't even want to do it in my PB attempts later at the end of my running cycle of this game.
Right, so, like the world record doesn't even have it.
Yeah. Oh no, I lost 4 frames when it ended up being. Oh no.
Oh no.
I ended up finding a faster cycle that was like even with it, which is very nice. Let me adjust this menuing real quick.
You heard it here first, chat. There is still room to take away the world record.
Yeah.
A whole 4 frames you can steal.
You, the audience, can get a Dark Souls world record. Just
Kiki, did you forget the soul?
Oh, I did. It's fine. I can just jump back and I can go get it on my way down anyway. Okay. If I do mess this thing up. And there is a very difficult fight coming up with the Iron Golem that is going to be using a glitch called frame duping, as well as a lot of very, very carefully placed firebombs and pathing. So I'm going to focus up for it, because this could be a little bit of an issue if we are not careful. So I'm just going to be quiet and focus real quick.
Yeah, this boss is arguably the hardest in the entire run. It's very, very precise. If you mess up even slightly, you are most likely going to reset. And so yeah, he throws 2 firebombs at the very beginning there, and then runs up in a very specific line. Oh,
this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. It's okay.
Yeah. And it's let alone it being, you know, if you mess something up, it can go wrong. But if Iron Golem gives bad RNG, it also messes up. So it's kind of a two-way street here.
Thankfully, we were able to back it up here.
Yeah, very good backup.
Just need to do one more running attack, and he falls off like that. He actually almost took me off the ledge with him, so that would be really funny if I died there.
I like how the backup strat is just tickling his feet until he falls over.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
you do have to hit below his knees in order to get him to his knees.
Yeah, it's 400 damage to stagger him initially, and then another 200 damage in order to have him fall. And you have to have him kind of close to the ledge and like angled properly. So it's just, the setup is usually very precise. I just got like the one instance where I'm not able to showcase the fight the fastest way, but I still did it. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
and big emphasis on the angle part.
Yes, big emphasis on the angle. There's like that strat, if you're not very, very, very precise with how you throw the bombs, where you stand, you can just like have him fall and not actually fall off the ledge. So right now, I'm beginning in Orlando, which is where we're going to end up getting our weapon and then the Lord Vessel. But first, I'm just going to take a little sippy sip, because these guys right here can throw a knife at me. And thankfully, they didn't, which is very kind. But Orlando normally is a very, I wouldn't say relaxed, but it's kind of, you don't think about it at a certain point, because it's just a lot of running for experienced runners. That guy right there really wanted me, but I knew what he was about. Do a little jump right there. We like to call it Namor rafters after an older runner. And I'm actually going to showcase a new piece of tech that we actually found somewhat recently, which will allow me to skip the lever pushing animation right here. So I'm just going to drop this, interact with this, and the lever just pushes itself. And I'm able to run around freely. There's a ghost pushing the lever. So I'm just gonna do a little move swap right here, and I didn't explain move swapping earlier, but what this is I'm equipping a weapon in my left hand while two-handing it. And normally the game doesn't have any data for what to do when you two-hand a weapon in your left hand. So it actually, if we do this, it lets us borrow the moveset of the weapon in our right hand, in this case being a rapier, with like a running attack that hits twice very hard and quick. So that guy actually jumped off the ledge.
Yeah, that was very nice of him.
So I didn't need to listen at all for this. But this right here, oh, look how happy they are jumping after me. They're like, come back, let's play, come on. Right here, I just need to listen for this archer on the left. Wait for his arrow to hit. There we go. Oh, he actually might just run off. Okay, I didn't even need to move swap in general, so very nice.
Actual nice mobs.
Hardest segment in the game, definitely.
In casual, yes, absolutely.
Yes. In casual play, if you don't know how to deal with that, yes, very much so. Thankfully, you know, we have as a community have figured out many ways to kill that guy. But right now, I'm going to be leveling just one level in attunement, and technically I only need 27 strength. Sometimes people get mad at me when I only level 27 and I have all these extra souls. So just for the audience, I'm just going to level up all the way. It literally does nothing. Having more strength does nothing. And now I'm going to get the weapon that I'm going to be using for the rest of the run. So let's just toggle escape that guy real quick, which just makes us so that we have infinite poise, basically. It's technically not what it does, but that's just the easiest way to explain it. And get my weapon, the Dragon Tooth. This thing hits like a truck and is super long and very quick to get. So it's been a classic in these runs for years at this point. Like, just get Dragon Tooth, move swap it, obliterate every boss. But right now, I'm actually going to do something that it's been around for a decent chunk of time, but it's been a mainstay ever since. Ornstein and Smaugh has historically been a very RNG heavy boss, but with AFK setups and toggle setups, we're actually able to make it so that the beginning of the fight is completely scripted, which is super, super good. Completely with an asterisk, I might say.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm doing a sequence of toggles, and then going to be interacting with the floodgate. I think that was a fast entrance.
Yeah, it looked fast.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And you see, they're not moving at all. I'm just gonna back up for this, just because I don't need to go exceptionally fast, and I don't want to die.
This fight
and that was phase 1.
Oh man, this, for anybody who has ran Dark Souls 1 any percent, this fight, and actually pretty much any Dark Souls category, I feel like this fight is traumatizing. It is, wow.
I recently ran SL1 80%, where you're in red tearstone ring range the entire time, so you can't get hit, and you have a +5 battle axe. And that
very
fight,
clean.
That fight sucks. This fight was pretty good.
Yeah,
aside
that was
from having to strafe that guy a little bit.
Well,
yeah, I think
celebration of the birthday for some of our younger viewers. It might be important to note, like, that fight is iconic in the sense of, like, so many games in the last 10 to 20 years. Have followed that kind of like one big, one fast, or like 2-on-1 kind of format. Like that fight is, even not as a speedrun, it's just iconic in general in gaming history.
Oh, 100%. If you played Elden Ring and have gotten to the end of the game, Godskin Duo, it's literally pretty much the exact same fight, only with a little Elden Ring twist onto it.
Yeah, and they even attack you at the same time, just like Ornstein and Smaugh.
Yeah, it's not annoying at all. And you can sleep both of them too, like we just did with the AFK setup.
Oh yeah, wait, I never thought about that. That's kind of a little homage. Okay, here Kiki's doing another AFK setup to AFK the infamous hollow room right before the bell gargoyles. This room is torture if you're trying to go fast through it, because the hollows jump at you from every direction without prejudice. They do not care about you. They will kill you. And then there's also this, I forget what the mage things are called.
The channeler.
Yeah, channeler, that's right. They'll shoot you as magic. Like, everything wants to kill you so bad.
Yes. We do the AFK setup just for consistency, but I feel like I have the resources to actually talk about it a little bit now. In the game, when you load in, there's an internal clock that plays, and every 150 frames, the game is like, okay, I'm going to make sure that the character is loaded. This is in the context of enemies. I'm going to make sure that the character is loaded and that I can see them. And whenever you toggle a weapon like this, or this, or this, or unequip something, what ends up happening is you're unloaded for a couple frames every time from that timer. So if you toggle when that timer is transitioning over from 150 frames to 151 frames, the game is just like, okay, I guess he's not there. I guess I'll just stand still and wait until he comes here, even though you could just be standing right in front of him. So it's super useful in so many scenarios. It's not always faster to do, but if you have the capacity to do it in a without actually losing any time, then it is very vastly preferred. So right here, I'm just going to do a little move swap. Normally I do it on a ladder for this. We're going to say hi and bye to Lautrec.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. That guy's a jerk. We do kill him for a reason. We do not need the ring. We need access to the Firelink Shrine bonfire later. And once we ring this last bell, that bonfire will no longer be available. So right now, I'm just doing a skip called Blighttown Skip, which, as the name implies, will be skipping the entirety of Blighttown. We will not see any of it. We're going to just immediately go to Quelaag's domain and kill Quelaag and then move on. So I just did something called a transition clip, and what that does is basically tricks the game into it doesn't know exactly where to put us. So it just kind of puts us at the last place of stable ground where our character was. So basically we loaded into stable ground in an area that we weren't in. So we just fell and then landed on that little slope, and then loaded back in. And now we're running on this pixel-wide seam. I'm going to do something called a delayed roll, where I just fall and then roll at the last second. And now I'm in Quelaag's domain. So yeah, that just skipped all of that.
Not scary at all.
Not scary at all. Definitely not. So right now we're doing Quelaag. And she gave me a kind of okay opener. Not the best, not the worst. Oh, this is perfect. She's so kind sometimes.
Oh, wow, how nice.
She's so courteous.
Very rare courteous Quelaag.
It would be more courteous if she did that attack to begin with, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So now that we've basically rung both the bells, you might be thinking, hey, there's like not that much time left in the estimate. How are you going to beat the game this fast now? Methinks, well, we're going to be using something called a homeward wrong warp, and is actually one of the reasons why we picked Cleric at the very start of the run. We're going to have to go talk to our not so much friend, more of accomplice, Petrus, and just mash through his dialogue real quick. And we're going to be getting the spell Homeward, as well as Force and 2 talismans. No. So I actually was already part of his little club because I started as the Cleric. And just going to leave and say hi to Frampt and immediately say goodbye to Frampt because he's kind of smelly.
Whoa, don't say that to him. That's so mean.
I mean, it's canonical in the lore that he literally is smelly. He smells so bad that he made someone hollow. So I think it's fair to say that he's smelly.
He's trying his hardest, okay?
So right now, I'm going to do a very specific setup to get to a very specific spot. Oh, shoot. Okay. I have to redo that real quick. I should not have been talking for that. It's okay.
As far as I know, QQ is the only person that does this.
I think Muchi ended up doing it later on. I know Monkey does.
Yeah. Right.
Let me be quiet.
This setup is so ridiculously specific.
Oh my gosh.
And, like, nobody would be able to tell you what happened right there, like what went wrong, because that's how precise it is.
Yeah, so it's all very specific buffered inputs, but like knowing the sequence and how to actually manage it on your keyboard is very interesting. Okay, nice. Okay, there we go. Third time's the charm. It's fine. That was very quick. It's very quick to get back to it. If you're on like world record pace or something, then it's a little bit more concerning. But yeah. So how homeward wrong warping works and why I'm in the kiln right now. So basically, the last bonfire that I rested at was the Lord Vessel, and the default area for that was where I just spawned. And when you cast homeward and cancel it with a spell swap and interact with another bonfire, the game gets really confused as to where to actually send you because it hasn't properly updated which location it should send you to. So it just sends you to the default location, like the 000 location of the last bonfire you were at. So it just sends me directly from the Lord Vessel to the beginning of the kiln of the first flame. And that's how we're able to get there right after getting the Lord Vessel and ringing both bells. It ends up saving about 17 minutes over the course of the entire game if you don't do any wrong warps. Like the no wrong warp world record is about 36 minutes, I believe. So it does save a big chunk of time. So let me just do a final move swap right here. And now we're going to be fighting Gwyn. So Gwyn...
Pling plong.
Does just get dragon toothed, unfortunately. He can meme you a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's honestly, this fight is not like the worst in the world as long as you've practiced it enough. So right now I'm just going behind him and stagger locking him until he inevitably dies. And I'm going to say that the time is when I interact with the bonfire. So time is coming up in few seconds. Time.
Wow. GG's. That was insane.
So that was Dark Souls 1 any percent. I'm pretty happy with that run. The wrong warp at the end was a little messy, but I have not practiced that significantly in like 8 months. So
it was like watching the Hokey Pokey or something. You're like, there's 17 steps you have to do in a row.
Yep.
You backhand here, you step here, you roll forward.
Yeah, I mean, all of these strats were thanks to the collaboration of everyone in the Soul Speedrunning Discord. Like, Androv came up with that setup. Eloise came up with the one that made me interact with the lever without doing that, and ladder storage. And like, the community in general is just so awesome for a lot of the FromSoft games and speedrunning in general. Speedrunners are awesome. Speedrunning is awesome. So I'm very glad to have the opportunity to showcase this run. If anyone wants to run Dark Souls 1, please join the Soul Speedrunning Discord. We would love to have you. We love helping new runners. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You can find me pretty much anywhere as QQ, QUEUE, KYOO. Yeah, I think that's it from me.
Well, Worm Dog doesn't get an outro yet.
Yeah.
He's sticking around.
Yeah, you gotta run that.
Yeah.
So thank you first off so much for showcasing that. This has been on my wish list ever since I started this show. And obviously, I wish my name cousin could stay a little longer, but he's just too damn quick. So we are going to take a quick not commercial. What am I talking about? This isn't TV. We're going to take a quick break to set up Sekiro, all bosses and mini bosses with Worm Dog, who is also in their own right a world record holder. And while we're doing that, if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. We have a lot of amazing events. We just had a few great ones. We're going to have a few more coming up in the next couple of weeks. So use !Discord and Twitch chat for an invite and more information. I just threw that down in the chat, but we'll be back in about 4-ish, 5-ish minutes while we get set up for the next run. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this one. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. My name is Cutie, and we are about to get started with a brand new run of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. But before we get into that, I do want to let everyone know that we do have some upcoming events, like our 4th annual Latin American Heritage Month celebration is coming soon. So make sure to join us September 27th and 28th, which I believe is this weekend, if I can read a calendar, for showcases and speedruns featuring Latin American and Hispanic runners presented by Latins and Hispanics in speedrunning. So type !LHS in chat to join the community, or !LATAM for the full schedule. I'll throw that into chat after we get started. But without further ado, let's welcome back in Worm Dog, who is going to be doing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, all bosses and mini bosses, and their commentator home. How are both of you doing right now?
Use run doing commentary, but now I'm doing a run. Let's go. I am a FromSoft runner, primarily Sekiro runner. I hold the world record for this category. Yeah, it's about all for myself. Home, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, I'm Holm. I'm also a Sekiro runner, and I also try to be smart with finding glitches and routing and such. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, we'll see if there's anything here I have found. I don't remember, but are you ready, Wim?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
just give us a 3, 2, 1 whenever you're ready for the timer to start, and we'll kick it off.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so I want to clarify first off, this is all bosses and mini bosses restricted, which means glitches are allowed, glitches, skips, whatever. And for all bosses name, it means all bosses possible on one new game. So no new game plus, which means no Shura bosses, and we also don't do the Gauntlet bosses because it was just a community agreed upon thing to, I guess, since the Gauntlet bosses came around so later, like I guess people just didn't want to add it.
Yeah.
So yeah, first off, we got to do a little bit of a step and a hop to talk to the Divine Heir Kuro, because we have to get our sword to be able to get advanced motor function in our legs. I don't know why FromSoft made it that way, but yeah, we have to have our sword to run. And yes, jumping is a lot faster than walking. So we just do a little bit of parkour to get into Kuro's room, and then we do our first glitch. That is a grapple glitch. You're not supposed to be able to grapple there. You do not actually have, the prosthetic arm. So yeah, that's a pretty funny thing. And now we're gonna go to our first mini boss. This is Shigenori Yamauchi. We're just gonna do a thing called dead angles. Home, you wanna explain dead angles real quick?
Yeah, I can explain dead angles. So, to start off with the base mechanics... Oh, okay. Well, I'll have plenty of time to explain then. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh, man.
This game is very revolved around attacks and deflects, because we can't use multiple kinds of different weapons like in Dark Souls games. We are just locked to the katana, and the katana has two functions, attack and deflect. And so does the enemy. So as we attack them, they're gonna try to protect themselves via guarding, but dead angling is a technique where we can bypass their guard. Attacks that you do have a attack signal placed before the damage comes out from the attack. And if the signal doesn't connect with the enemy, they will not defend themselves. So we can do all sorts of turns and angling, dead angling, to prevent them from ever receiving the signal. And this lets us stun lock quite a lot of bosses. That's going to be like our main way that we're going to kill a lot of these little mini bosses and also some of the main bosses.
Yeah. So dying there, didn't expect that, but it happens sometimes. And
we gotta get the devs out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have our first controversial moment of the run. We actually do not fight this first Genichiro. I don't. Home, do you know why exactly that is?
I'm just gonna say that I've looked at the files, and this guy has the exact same enemy ID as the one we fight later. So
yeah, it's basically
it was voted on.
Yeah, I mean, you don't gain anything from fighting him. You literally lose regardless. You get your arm chopped off, and you end up in the temple. So like it kind of just was a community agreed upon thing that we don't want to waste an extra minute fighting him. And we, I'm sorry if you consider that Genichiro a boss, but the community does not. Anyways, we're going on to our second mini boss of the run. But first, we're gonna make a stop to grab the shuriken wheel, which comes in handy in a few spots. That is our first of two prosthetics. And now we're gonna get a stealth death blow off this little hut on the Kawarada. And now we're gonna be implementing more dead angles. So you're gonna see me. Oh, that could have been scary. You're gonna see me just stop. Oh my gosh.
When the boss fights back. Okay.
Anyways, it's a little scary. Yeah. So
we have the attacks planned out there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you were supposed to just continuously hit him without that ever happening.
Yeah.
And that didn't go as planned. Anyways, yeah, that's our second mini boss dead. Now we're gonna grab the Young Lord's Bell Charm. Young Lord's Bell Charm, which gives us access to the Harada Estate, but we are not going to be using that until much later in the run, when you are definitely not intended to go there. You are intended to go there pretty much now, and you'll see that by the scaling later. Anyways, so now we're going on to our third mini boss of the run, which is the Chained Ogre. So normally, if you are doing safety strats, which you really should, you would pop a Gachin right there and kind of run around the left side to get a stealth death blow on him. But you can actually just get a stealth death blow if you do some pretty tricky parkour around the right side of Ogre. That's called Gachinless Ogre.
No way you're doing Gachinless Ogre at a marathon. Okay.
It saves. Oh, that's awkward. Anyways, well, we're supposed to be doing a lot of strafing here, so we don't get grabbed. But Ogre's a bit finicky with his grab hitboxes. Anyways, it worked out fine.
Nice.
I'm gonna use a heal real quick here because our fourth mini boss of the run. He is he's another copy and paste general.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually really unlucky. We're gonna have to do a quit out real quick because the gunner. So basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the gunner to shoot at a sort of kind of specific area. So where if you fought this guy, there's a little soldier right next to the general. He's very annoying. And so we want him to run away. And we use this gunner. Oh my, that's really unlucky. Wow. We're using this gunner to distract the soldier next to the general. So he runs away with us and we can just fight him straight up. But yeah, that's very unlucky. Hopefully he cooperates this time, please. There we go. That's more like it. Oh, we got this guy as well.
Yeah, we'll see if the stealth death blow is gonna work. It should.
Oh, no, it is not. Oh my gosh, this.
But we can quit out. So this is no problem.
We can spam quit outs to reset the enemy positions. It's actually kind of good that I was able to kill those two guys. Wow, this did not happen in any of my practice attempts, so that's good to know.
Yeah,
so
maybe we'll get to
what?
Let's do the fight. Let's do the fight.
Yeah.
I'll yap after.
Okay. Anyways, we get a stealth death blow on him. And we're going to be incorporating more dead angles. That's unlucky to get shot. I hope I don't get shot again.
Very dangerous.
Oh. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be incorporating more dead angles. Oh my gosh, my inputs are getting eaten. That's a... Wow.
Hey.
This is so just only on a marathon, to be honest. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, got him.
I'm gonna grab this idol before a canyon and rest, actually. I wouldn't normally do this, but this health is kind of concerning if I mess anything up. Anyways, now we're going to the canyon, which normally you would just head around to the right side and you would do this whole like sequence where you stab the giant snake in the eye and he kind of freaks out. It's really loud, but we're gonna try.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't get it. Okay, woo, we got the grapple. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Got the backup.
That what I try to do there is called double canyon. It makes use of a thing called a delay jump. Homie, you want to explain what a delay jump is?
Yeah, a delayed jump lets you, if you run off of a ledge, it lets you jump actually after you've already left the ledge. So it gives you like an air jump almost, which gives you way more distance than usual. This way, we can get to places that we otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Chat's going wild over the fact you attempted the double canyon.
I had to for the people.
It's an infamous one.
Yeah.
Many nights have been spent just starting over there.
Yeah, I couldn't even count, like, I couldn't even begin to count how many resets I've had to the double canyon skip. It's definitely something.
Anyways, to do another one here, another delayed jump here.
You want to actually explain this whole sequence if you want?
Yeah, sure. We're gonna run past this guy and then jump off the tower. Normally you fight this guy, but we're just gonna run past him. And as we do this, we're gonna have a little bit of a specific pathing here to make sure that we keep being spotted by enemies. Because Gyobu will, which was the boss that we just ran by the way, if you didn't hear him call out his name, he will meet an untimely demise, you might say. He will hopefully run off the edge here while
He's gonna take a
we
second.
try to make our way. Okay.
He didn't. Oh.
Nice. While we make our way to the next boss. And keep in mind that we kept aggro going throughout that entire thing, which we'll explain why after this boss. So we're gonna try and get a deflect here. Nice, that worked out. And then we're just gonna keep hitting this guy in the head for the bonus damage. And we're gonna try and kill him up next to a wall. Because if you were watching the last run, there was a quite crazy mechanic called the ladder warp, which we're gonna do something kind of similar here by hugging a wall.
Whoa.
So we kill the boss, gain the credit for having killed it, and then immediately hug the wall. And the wall hug combined with having the aggro previously, the game now thinks that we're in a completely, like, the game has no, like, the game does not want us to be there because I don't know why, because they thought that it was an unstable location. So it's gonna put us way back here.
Right at the beginning of Gyobu's arena.
The game does not want you to sneak behind enemies or run past enemies and then quit out and then backstab them and such. So there's a bunch of areas that it just won't let you save your position in, including anytime you're in combat. This is called an aggro chain. This lets us go all over the map where we've already been if we just control the aggro just right or find a wall to hug on to kind of extend it, because any unstable ground position allows us to store this prior stable position. So Worm just bought firecrackers there and did some dialogue that is necessary for a later boss or unlocking a later part of the game, really.
Yeah, that whole aggro chain, I think that's like the coolest in the game, in my opinion. But man, it can very, very, very easily go wrong. That's why I grabbed the idol before Gyobu, just in case literally anything happened. But yeah, so now we're just moving on with the game. Gonna get prosthetics early. Optimally, you wouldn't get prosthetics right now because you waste a trip later. But if you get prosthetics now, you have a boatload of emblems, which are needed to use things like prosthetics and combat arts, which we're going to be using a lot of both later on. But so now we're going to be heading to Mibu Village and kind of just taking out not a lot, but a decent amount of the bosses that we encounter on the way to Mibu. First on that list is going to be the Lone Shadow in the Well. This Lone Shadow is extremely infamous because of how very, 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 very small his arena is. But you can kind of make it easy by going up from the top and getting a free stealth death blow. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dead angling him into the corner. Rude. Anyways, he doesn't want to cooperate, I guess. Oh, he does not want to cooperate at all. Oh, wow, he really is just being rude.
Yeah, he's jumping on all over the place.
Anyways, that's fine. That normally would not happen, but he blocked me and deflected me a few unfortunate times, so yeah. Anyways, that's Lone Shadow. Pretty difficult for a casual playthrough. He is like insanely complex for a boss that you can fight this early in the game. Anyways, so now we're gonna grab this idol so we can come back to the Shichiman warrior, which you see over there, the purple aura around him. And then we're gonna go fight the first Snake Eyes mini boss. This boss is definitely one of the harder casual bosses. I'm pretty sure on my first playthrough I cheesed this one because, funnily enough, with it being in the poison pool area, it is weak to poison. So you can actually lead it into the poison and just let it build up. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a thing called 180 dead angles. Homie, you already explained dead angles. Do you want to explain 180s? Or did you already do that, actually?
Yeah, well, we can explain it again. No worries.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, so nice one. 180 dead angles is essentially just a dead angle where you turn 180 degrees. The like attack signal literally gets shot behind you. And so, okay, if there was an enemy standing behind you, it wouldn't work. But yeah, you can just like, it's kind of a technique you use against almost all bosses. And we use it here to push Snake Eyes closer to the fog gate that we have to wait for otherwise, or that we have to get through. The boss, killing the boss removes the fog wall. You might have not noticed it yet because Wormdog is absolutely obliterating these bosses, but there is in fact like a wall blocking you from passing them otherwise.
Yes, there was a fog wall. Anyways, now we're going through the hidden forest. We're going to pick up some items along the way that are very, very helpful, especially these snap seeds. These are essentially required for the corrupted monk cheese, which normally, if you see, you know, like an any percent run, or let's say like a Shura glitchless run, you'll see people pick up ash along the way because you can also use that. But since I got prosthetics early, I'm gonna use firecrackers because it works just as well. And yeah, so now we're gonna bully Miss Noble into the corner. Miss Noble, I would do a hardest boss in the game joke, but it's kind of over.
You do that every time. Go on.
Hardest boss right there. Wow, that was actually really close. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of was scared right there. No joke. He sometimes can just do an instant hyper armor move that you cannot react to.
Oh yeah.
It's a little Easter egg that the devs put in because the boss is that easy normally. But yeah, anyways. So we're just gonna be running we're gonna be running to the corrupted monk, which is a required boss. And
Remember
also
to get the watermill idol.
oh yeah, don't worry, I'll remember. We actually have to grab this confetti first before we grab the idol, because we're doing a bit of a different route from what would be like normally seen. Yeah, anyways, we're gonna go to the corrupted monk. You have to kill her to get the the shelter stone, that's what it is, behind her. And you also have to kill her to get access to swimming underwater, diving. That is the absolutely most essential thing for this run to pretty much work. It is the main source for our main glitch, which is air swimming, which you'll see very shortly after we cook up the monk. Now we're just gonna grab some more confetti. Did a little jump off a tree, it was pretty cool. And yeah, while we're running up to Corrupted Monk, we take this left path because Monk just does not spawn in. Then we run towards her, pop 2 snap seeds, do some firecrackers, and then we run to this pillar right here, do another snap seed, and bam, that is Corrupted Monk dead.
Wow.
Yeah. You can do that in like a billion different ways, or you can just fight her straight up, but she is very difficult to fight unless you have confetti. Confetti is fine, but she still has a lot of HP. Yeah, so we grab that idol because we have to come back here later after we kill Owl in the tower. So we can use, what is that called again? I forget what it's called.
I don't know
use
what you're
that
talking
thing.
about.
Where you go to Fountainhead.
Oh, yeah. The
Whatever it's called.
Helen Quinn, something like that.
Is that what it's called? Anyways,
no clue.
we pick up the shelter stone because it's a required item, and then we use the memory here, and now we're gonna go on to our... We have so many memory bosses in a row, it feels like. Now we're gonna go to Genny, and this is going to be our first introduction to air swimming.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you want to explain air swimming?
Yeah, sure. Sekiro is the first FromSoft game that lets you swim, and of course it had to be broken. If you enter water from outside of the map, it doesn't like clear it from you properly, so you can just swim in the air. So we have to do this weird jump to get out of bounds, and then we can just swim. And up here we have a cutscene trigger, which conveniently is able to take us out of the swim. And so now we're at Genitro.
Yeah, and so we pop a confetti here because confetti does boost vitality damage to every boss. It's not just like apparition type bosses, it is just a base increase to vitality damage. And so yeah, we trap Genny in the corner here. He's doing a bit of a mean attack. And we do dead angles once again, and we just keep him in the corner.
Yeah, this is another example of him just getting stun locked over and over again, because the bosses were designed to protect themselves with their guards. With their guard, not like, you know, physical. Okay, I don't know why I had to explain that, but...
Anyways, starting off phase 3, instantly popping a Yash and just turning backwards. That causes him to miss. Oh, give us lightning.
Do some new lightning.
Yeah, some good lightning. Oh, he gives the double. Wow. So double lightning is actually, that was perfect RNG. That is a completely scripted phase 3. Wow. Yeah, I actually can't believe it.
Damn, you shouldn't have died at the start. Maybe it was the record run.
Yeah, for real. This might have been record pace. Anyways, wow, I expected to have to explain a little bit more, but yeah, again, he died really fast. Oh, that fast lightning you saw on the bow lightning, it's pretty specific timing, but it only works for the bow lightning because the lightning is attached to the arrow, which is a projectile, and jumping forward at a certain point in time just like completely cancels the knockback and allows you to throw the lightning back really fast. It's a really cool technique, but it's kind of difficult, and if you mess it up, you die. So yeah, anyways, after Genny, we're doing some funny dialogue, everybody's favorite segment where we have to talk to Kuro over and over because lore. And now we're gonna go talk to Ishin, who may or may not be related to Tengu, who we talked to after Gyobu. That's up for you to find out, not for me to find out.
Yeah, it was actually required for us to talk to Tengu earlier when we did that teleport back at the start of the run near Gyobu's arena. And so is talking to Kuru and Ishin here. This is because a lot of the game progression is locked behind dialogue. And if we were to just continue playing, we would either softlock our game by doing glitches, or we would just miss content. And because we're doing all bosses and mini bosses, we have to hit everything. All right, we're doing another air swim here. This time we're going places, that's for sure.
We're going places, absolutely.
We're gonna swim under the map and emerge below the dungeon. We kind of went by here earlier, but this actually connects over to Senpo Temple, which is a whole other area, and that's where we're going next.
Yeah,
did you resurface?
Yeah, you want to? Did you explain the whole
area?
resurfacing thing?
Yeah, the maps are connected in a way where you can't like skip over a map. If I were to, start my air swim in Ashina Castle and I were to try to swim right to the ending of the game, it doesn't work. You have to go one area at a time because there will be death planes that kill you otherwise. So we have to resurface there so that we could change over to this map. And now we're swimming in Senpo Temple, and we're gonna wait. Do you do an aggro chain here?
No, you do not. No, we're just swimming over
well,
to
you do in
the
a moment,
armored.
but not yet.
No, we don't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we do in a moment. We're swimming over to the armored warrior, and so funny quirk about armored warrior is that he's, I think, the only mini boss in the game that dies to falling. And so because of that, we can get him to self-sabotage and break the railing on his arena. And then since we just sit outside of his arena and air swim, he tries to path to us and simply plummets. We don't even get to hear him yell his son's name. Quite sad, actually.
Aww.
I'm kind of laughing to myself because right after this, we debut a brand new show on Hotfix called Scenic Route, which is games that don't have glitches. And meanwhile, I didn't put it in my head when we were scheduling that Sekiro is going to be swimming through the air like this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyways, so that's a centipede dead. That was actually that went perfect. I did a bit of a funny death blow meme. That first death blow that I took, normally you would jump onto that like pillar, I guess, towards like the top of the ceiling, and then you would run off or jump off and then death blow him. But if you have a very specific positioning and very specific timing, you can actually just slide right past it and get the death blow. It's really fast. I have a visual cue for it. It works pretty consistently. Then we just, for the phase 2, we just fought him normally. Normally you would open the door right there that I just passed, but that is very scary. These Beyblade guys will kill you. Like, they will not hesitate. Sometimes, you get lucky a decent amount of time, but anyways, now we're going to the folding screen monkeys. This fight is a gimmick fight, but we just cheese the gimmick by using a gotchin. So first we're going to kill the invisible monkey that is always following behind you. And then we're going to grapple up to the red or orange monkey, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do 4 hits. We're going to dead angle them. We don't want to take a death blow. A death blow is slower than just killing them normally. Then this purple monkey is a bit scary. The purple monkey has a bunch of ghost monkeys sitting around him. Oh, they didn't mess me up this time though. Yeah, those ghost monkeys can absolutely annihilate you. Like I just did practice attempts before, like earlier today, and I died to the ghost monkeys. It was very bad. But yeah, that didn't happen this time, so that's nice. Now we're going to get the absolute main powerhouse that we're going to be using the entire rest of the run. This is the Mortal Blade. let's just say it's probably the most lore accurate weapon in Souls. It is absolutely amazing because it's amazing normally, but there's a specific bug, glitch, whatever you want to call it, where if you jump and then use Mortal Draw in the air, it actually does as much damage on the first swing as an empowered Mortal Draw, which is just an upgraded version that you unlock through skill trees later on. Yeah, it is absolutely busted. Like, nothing really comes close to it at all. Oh yeah, anyways, now we're fighting Shichiman. This Shichiman gives one of the best items in the game. It gives you the Ceremonial Tanto, which halves your health, but gives you 5 emblems in return. We're going to be using that the entire run. It is such a good item. Like, definitely underrated in my opinion. But yeah, we do a bunch of more dead angles on that Shichiman. And normally the Shichiman have a gimmick where if you attack towards them, they instantly deflect you and teleport across the map or across the arena. But yeah, if you just do those dead angles, can't deflect you. So it's very nice. And now we're going to be doing a bit of Ashina Castle cleanup before we head to the most infamous area in the game. So here, I'm going to use Mortal Draw to absolutely annihilate the Ashina Elite. We're going to pop an Akko Sugar so we can annihilate the second phase. But this Akko Sugar actually lasts long enough so we can use it on this general guy upcoming. We're going to shuriken that Nightjar to do an aggro chain. And I almost got shurikened. Wow, that's insane. Okay, he's being a little bit uncooperative. Okay, anyways, that's the general. So now we're gonna hug the wall here. So the game is not saving our stable ground, and we're gonna get teleported back to where I shurikened that Nightjar. That was so scary. I can't believe that almost happened. If I would have gotten hit by that shuriken, I would have had to like redo the death blow, the whole jump down thing. It would have been terrible. So that's good that didn't hit me. Anyways, yeah, so now we're going to go to the most infamous area in the game. We're going to Gun Fort. There's really not much to say about this area just because of how baffling it is. So you're running across the thinnest bridge ever while an entire army of gunners are constantly shooting at you. And you have to try to not to die. You die most of the time. This area has killed countless. You cannot count how many runs this area has killed. It's just wow. But before we get to the main part, we actually have a Snake Eyes boss to kill. So I'm going to pop a Gotchin here. And we're going to make our way down to this second and final Snake Eyes. Gonna run past these gunners here. He's going to see me, but it's fine. Gonna grab this idol. Because, kind of trolling if you don't.
A little bit of safety strats.
Yes.
Very respectable.
And so what we're going to do, we get this gunner over here to aggro. We grapple up here. We buffer a crouch. So Snake Eyes cannot see us right now. The gunner shot a little bit early. See, the gunner shoots and then... Oh, that's awkward. Okay, I'm going to have to fight her normally. Because, okay, that was really unlucky. Normally, you would be able to get a stealth death blow there, but she kind of did a fast turn. So that's a little bit unlucky. Anyways, we can still just absolutely annihilate her with Mortal Draw. We're going to be doing a little bit of a safety thing here. Anyways, yeah, definitely didn't go as planned, but that's Snake Eyes. And now we get to the funny part. Yeah, you can see and hear all those aggro sounds. Yeah, those are all gunners that are constantly shooting at you. They want to out, and see, there's one hit. Hopefully don't get hit again. I'm gonna use a heal here. Gonna wait for this. Oh no, he's not gonna shoot quick enough. It's fine. Yeah, so now that was scary. I can still get shot here and die. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh, that was very close. Now we're gonna go to our second and final centipede mini boss, which is a very technical fight. You wouldn't kind of expect that the centipedes would be so technical, but they very much are. And this is a pretty new Akko-less centipede strat, where you do some midair deflects and then you stomp on his head in phase 2, and yeah, that actually went very well. That strat is quite scary, to be honest.
Yeah, so as he was saying, it's an Akko-less strat, and during the run, at least the beginning part of it, we have to struggle and manage our sugar supply, these buffs that we use. So anytime you can cut out a buff, it can often save a lot of time. Even though that the fight is slower without sugar, the time that you save from not having to pick it up ends up saving time, or maybe you could use it somewhere else where it would be better. But later we'll get an item that will fix that problem for us completely.
Oh yeah, we get arguably the second best consumable in the game.
Yeah, consumable, but it's infinite.
Yeah, infinite consumable. It's pretty interesting.
It's technically a consumable. That's what Miyazaki says it is.
Yeah. So now we're heading on to the Guardian Ape. I remember this fight took me so long casually. This fight is crazy. But we're going to absolutely trivialize it like pretty much every boss fight by using Mortal Draw. I'm gonna rest here just to refill my health, just to be a little, because why not? Grab that idol just in case, because Ape can go very wrong. We're gonna use an Akko for phase 1. We're going to be trying to get headshots with the Immortal Blade, because headshots do more damage. I'm gonna use 2 firecrackers here. I didn't get one of those MDs, wasn't a headshot, but it's fine. Yeah, that's phase 1. Or phase 1, I mean, that's the boss. That's the boss dead. Yeah, I'm totally not using my Tonto I'm totally using it for no reason and setting up a position for no reason.
Yeah, by the way, the Tanto lets us get extra temporary spirit emblems so that we can use Mortal Draw even more, because it costs Mortal Draw costs 3 spirit emblems per use.
Oh man, funny boss. Just gonna play it safe. Yeah, so he gets back up, and weirdly enough, in the phase 2, his head hitbox still exists, although he does not have his head attached. So yeah, it deals. We try to aim for headshots anytime we get a chance to, and it does so much damage. Like, we absolutely melt him. But speaking of melting Ape, we're gonna do a little rematch. Where we may or may not absolutely annihilate him even more than we just did. So now we're gonna go to the Hidden Forest. And yeah, we're gonna do the quote-unquote duo ape fight, which causes a lot of pain for a lot of casual players. But yeah, you'll see. I'll let the damage speak for itself. We're gonna use a Yash. Gonna get a headshot. That wasn't quite. Missed a little bit of damage. Anyways, that's phase 1. Then we're gonna start off with another headshot, and he's dead.
Yeah, and this boss is the community calls it the double ape. The double ape fight. Where's the other ape?
Oh, wait, you might have just heard the other ape. Wait a second.
Is the other one there?
Wait, we gotta grab this idol real quick. Whoa, there's the other ape. Oh, a little bugged.
We got the bug. We got the bug.
Little bugged.
We got the rat bug.
Yeah, a little bugged, as you can see. Yeah, the other ape does not really know how to react to us killing its lover so quickly.
Oh.
And yeah. So now we're going to fight the first 7 spears. We jump over that guy so he doesn't aggro onto us, so this red guard aggroes onto us. And then we take a little bit of a side path over here to go back to the beginning of the game. To fight, 7 spears. We get enemy aggro along the way to set up another aggro chain. And we're going to grapple over here. Then we're going to grapple on top of the roof up here. Lock on, run off the ledge, get a free death blow. And then we're going to use Mortal Draw, like you expected. We're going to be pushing him towards this wall because we need to do another wall hug. And yeah, now we're going to be teleporting right to where that red guard aggroed. That's 7 spears. Another absolutely difficult casual boss. Gave me tons of trouble. Yeah, now we are going to be going to fight Owl, our quote-unquote father, our adoptive father. But he doesn't treat us like we're his son very well. He doesn't like to be told no. And we're going to punish him for that, actually. Because this is going to go completely right. This fight is totally not completely RNG. Works out every single time. I promise. Yeah, so we're going to talk to him. Oh, continue home.
Yeah, this is where the game would diverge off into 2 different endings depending on the choice, and we choose the bottom option, which gives us access to the longer endings.
Oh, he tried to do an attack there. Okay, actually, good phase 1. Nice.
We used to trap this guy in the corner, but now we have this strat where we jump all over the place and try to aim these mortal draws while trying not to get damaged by this guy.
Oh, the cool attack? Oh, no, he didn't give me the good attack. Rude. Anyways, that was actually a really good owl. Cool. Yeah, Owl can just... Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to describe it. This boss just absolutely annihilates runs. We're gonna grab this idol because it's faster RTA to rest. Normally, when we're doing dialogue, we would quit out if there's like an NPC that we need to be in a certain place because quitting out resets or like updates the world state. So like normally Emma wouldn't be there, but yeah, it's faster. Just rest at the idol there. Yeah, we're going to be doing a bunch more dialogue. We need to do this dialogue to get access to Fountainhead Palace and also get access to the second Harada estate. You do a nice little revisit. Oh, I don't think we ever explained subtitle tech. Yeah, so if you have subtitles off, you actually don't need to progress through tons of dialogue. Normally, you can just get to like an item pop-up or like you make a decision and you can just skip out a dialogue because the game update, like you don't have to go through all the lines. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, and that does require you to turn subtitles off.
Yes, you have to have them off. Yeah, so now we're gonna do a little bit of eavesdropping. I don't know how anybody figured out how to get this spell charm because who would have thought about that? And now we're gonna go to Fountainhead Palace. In my opinion, you know, the prettiest area in the game. I mean, come on, it's really beautiful. But yeah, we're gonna be going to fight the true corrupted monk. But we're gonna be doing it in a bit of an unintended way, you know. So you saw earlier with the corrupted monk, the fake corrupted monk stealth death blow from the back. That is actually kind of some spaghetti code business because this true corrupted monk has an intended stealth or intended phase 2 stealth death blow. And that transferred over to corrupted monk, but you can actually also on true monk, you can oh, it didn't work this time. This is so unbelievably precise. it actually used to be a lot easier on like the release patch of the game, but they made it harder. They didn't get rid of it completely, no, because why would they do that? They made it harder. Yeah, you have to take a very specific grapple pathing. And oh man, yeah, this strat is
It's kind of hard.
it's so precise. Yeah, it's very hard.
The boss is actually there. She's just invisible because she hasn't spawned in yet. This is why we maneuver in a way over the trigger box so that it doesn't spawn in yet. And we need to be at a very specific point. So we need to turn midair, but the turn is kind of hard to time. Plus, we have to attack. And there isn't really a good setup other than muscle memory.
Yeah, there's like a sort of visual cue. You can look at a certain point in... What, is that snow?
Oh, yeah. Lining up blades of grass and leaves, yeah.
Yeah, you can look at a certain point and try to mitigate any like mess ups, but it's still so difficult. I have so many hours practice on this and I am not consistent at it.
Yeah, I also love when we discuss the setups here, we're like talking about different leaves on the ground, you know. Oh yeah, I look at this one leaf and the other person might look at another leaf and like...
Yeah, setups don't translate very well for this.
Yeah.
But it's being very stingy right now.
This looks like my PBs, not gonna lie.
Oh my, why is it just not working? That's really unfortunate.
It'll be worth it when you get it. Surely you save time.
Yeah, surely.
It is quite cool though. It looks kind of goofy, but also kind of cool when you do get it.
Yeah. Oh my, wow. It is really just not wanting to work. So there's some runners who are, I guess, controller players. They use the scroll wheel to attack because according to them, it makes it easier. But since I play on keyboard and mouse, I can't do that. So I have to manually press attack every single time, which, oh my gosh, apparently makes it harder because I cannot get it right now. Wow. This is really unfortunate, actually.
This is the sort of skip that something like this could definitely happen on, because this is one of those finicky ones where when you have an issue with it, it's really hard to like relearn it. I mean, I've definitely spent an entire play session here before just being like, it used to work so good.
Yeah, there's like, you get bouts of consistency with it. Like, I've had it to where it's worked every single time I've done it in a session. And then there's times like right now where it just is not working. I'm just making up for all the time QQ saved in his run, right? Yeah.
I just knocked something off my desk. I don't know how many people heard that, but I have a bad habit of doing that. But whenever something like this happens during a run, I think it's always good to recognize, like, you've blown through so many things that are incredibly difficult that, like, when something doesn't go right, it's a good reminder of just how hard it is to do some of these runs or to obtain some of these times. So it's like a good reminder that some of this is just like spectacularly difficult and practice intensive, and really lets us, you know, appreciate how much you've put into the game.
There we go. There it is. There it is. Right on cue. T. Sorry, that was bad. Anyways, that was the intended stealth or phase 2 stealth flow right there, but you saw the phase 1. Fun fact, this fight is actually 100% scripted. If you do that stealth one or phase 1 stealth death blow, I can't speak. She is guaranteed to do this opener in phase 3. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, anyways, that's the true corrupted monk. Woo!
Chat's celebrating for you right now.
Yay!
You got a lot of all caps.
Let's go.
Okay, now we get to actually go to the best part of Fountainhead. Kinda. What we're gonna be skipping, quite a good majority of it. We're gonna do what people call lake skip, palace skip. There's like a billion different names for it. But basically, there's a very conveniently placed branch right here. And you have this Okami leader that's throwing lightning footballs at you. You're welcome, Europeans. I didn't call it a soccer ball. She's throwing these lightning footballs at you, and if you dive under at a very specific timing, she'll just never hit you with any of them. You are not intended to progress this way. You're intended... Well, that was awfully rude, fish. The giant carp is very angry if you try to go past the unintended way, and he made me punish. He punished me, yeah. That's
okay,
rude.
because shadows die twice, which I don't,
Exactly.
don't think we have mentioned yet. I mean, hopefully everyone in chat is just a Sekiro pro already, but yeah, you can revive when you die the first time, and then we'll just rest to get our revive back.
Yeah, our resurrect nodes back.
Yes, sir.
So now we're going to be delving off from where maybe if you've seen an all bosses run, we're going to be delving off a little bit to do
Exclusive tech.
a newer implemented strat. This has been known for a while. I'm intentionally splatting, by the way. It makes it more consistent. Basically, here, if I can get it, you'll see exactly what happens. Nice. So, basically, we deload this Shichimen, and then we reload it, which for some reason allows it to be aerial death blowed. I'm not exactly sure why, but we timed that death blow with a void out from falling from too high up, and that allows us to get teleported way back up to the top of where we set it up. And we can just get a free 2 death blows on that Shichimen and don't have to use a confetti, don't have to use anything. We actually complete Fountainhead all in one go. Oh. This grapple's a little bit finicky. There we go. Now we're finally killing the, like people like to call her Messy. She's very squishy. She dies in a singular MD. Actually, I guess at this attack power, it's a shuriken and an MD. Yeah, so now we're going to get one of, arguably the best consumable in the game from this underwater headless. And if you use he has a friend, you can kind of see him over there, over to the left. Normally that friend over there is shooting projectiles at you. But if you just pop a gotchi, it doesn't see you. Bye-bye, friend. Yeah, so now we get the Yashariku Spirit Ball. I have nothing but good things to say about this item. It takes 3 emblems to use, and I guess we never described what Yashariku Sugar does. Yashariku Sugar, it increases your vitality damage by, is it 50?
By 25%.
Oh, it's 25. What's posture? Is it
damage by 50%?
Oh, okay. I messed them up. Okay, yeah. So Yashariku Sugar. Oh, it also halves your health though. So it's like a nice little trade-off. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, nice. Ooh. Yeah. So fun fact: you can aerial death blow the bulls. Both of them.
You can also just one-shot this boss for some reason by making it run into a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you use firecrackers when it doesn't notice you, yeah, it will just get scared and run into a wall and die. So, very useful. So now we're gonna go back to Ashina Castle. We're gonna do some more dialogue to get even more progress towards getting the Father's Belch. All this extra dialogue is literally to get one item. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, so we're gonna also be using this dialogue. Oh, what? Why was it not unlocked? That's weird. Why did I have to re-unlock it?
It reset when the world state advanced, right?
I don't think it normally does that. Because you unlock it after you kill Owl. That's funny game, I guess. Anyways, yeah, so we rest a bunch and talk to Emma to progress, yeah, like I said, to get the Father's Bell Charm. But now we're going to use this opportunity.
I found this jump!
You found this? Really?
Yeah,
that's actually cool. It's actually very useful. It saves a lot of time. You don't have to run all the way around. But we're going to kill the Ungo Headless, which all of these Headless give you a Spirit Fall. Well, yeah, all the Headless give a Spirit Fall for each of the 5 different sugars, but we don't need the Ungos or the Gokons. They're both pretty useless for a speedrun. I think they're probably decent casually. I don't know. I saved my sugars for Sekiro 2. So, yeah, that's Ungo dead. We're going to pick up this sugar. And now we're going to be heading to another Lone Shadow boss. And we're going to be jumping on this roof over here to avoid some dogs that are just kind of waiting for you to run by. Going to buff using our Yashuka Spirit Fall. Then we're going to run around and get a free Death Blow. And this is a pretty newly implemented strat. We're going to intentionally jump far away to not get full damage on our mortal draw. So he uses his own Yashiriku, which halves his posture and vitality. And yeah, we just absolutely annihilate him because of that. Normally, or like what we used to do was just kind of fight him straight up. Not fight him straight up, but like use more MDs. And yeah, that strat is pretty newly implemented. And now we're going to the Gokon Headless. So funny thing regarding this Headless, his AI is going to be completely broken because of the pathing we took regarding Emma dialogue and whatnot. But it's only possible to get this AI break if you don't quit out or travel away. So funnily enough, in the actual normal restricted category, we don't get this AI break. But in glitchless, because quit outs are banned, you actually get this AI break.
And we're still planning on taking
it's a bit of a point of controversy, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, right after this loading screen is the perfect time.
Every time a run is a little bit over an hour 10, something like that, we want to make sure everyone here in the studio, the runners, you out there at home, have a chance to stretch, grab some water, go to the bathroom, anything and everything you might need to do. So we're going to take a few minutes to just take a little bit of a break. In the meantime, if you're interested on catching up on past Hotfix shows, special events, GDQ marathons, we've had a lot of incredible events over the last few weeks. You can always check out our YouTube at youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, in the future, some point in a week or plus from now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date. But with that, we will be back in just a couple minutes with the incredible conclusion of this. Sekiro has some of the best bosses in gaming history, just period. So you're not going to want to miss the rest of this. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. We are in the middle of a spectacular Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, all bosses and mini bosses run. Before we kick that right back off, it is Septmber, so I have to do the mandatory Septmber shout out here. So if that means that there are discounts of 20%, 25% or more on 1, 3, and 6 month subs during September. I saw we had some raids and some subs earlier, so I want to make sure I give you all a shout out for that. So if you're enjoying the stream, consider taking advantage of this discount and subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. And you can also always support the stream by sharing the GDQ channel with your friends and family. We appreciate your support no matter what form it takes, monetary, or just hanging out with us. Every little bit helps. And I'm actually going to throw a few bits of my own down there to get us started. If anybody wants to go for a hype train or anything, that'd be very much appreciated. But without further ado, enough shilling. Let's go ahead and get back to the Sekiro run with Warm Dog and Home. Whenever you two are ready, give us a countdown. We'll kick the timer back off and finish this out.
Okay, let's do 3, 2, 1, bam. Okay, so yeah, we just ended off on Gokon. Pretty easy fight because his AI was completely broken. So now we're going to finally be getting the reward for all of that extra dialogue that I don't know how anybody figured out how to do. We're going to be getting the reward for that, which is the Father's Bell Charm, which gives you access to the second version of Harada. I talked to Emma, and we talked to this dialogue option. This is an example of just skipping dialogue to get what you need and then leaving. Now we're going to be going to go fight the Divine Dragon, which is another gimmick boss, but probably the most elegant gimmick boss FromSoft has ever made. It's a very stunning visually fight. It's really cool on a casual playthrough, but when it comes to gimmick fights in FromSoft, they're not typically the most consistent. And Dragon is definitely one of those bosses that is not consistent. You know, he can cooperate every now and then, but he can also just throw out a gust attack and make you lose 30 seconds, because why not? But yeah, so first off, we got to start off with this. I like to call it Deacon's phase because it's like Deacons of the Deep from Dark Souls 3. You just kill a bunch of little mobs and they respawn until you deplete the health bar. We're going to use a few MDs to clear out a bunch at once. And then we're going to wait for the trees to pop out of the ground, which allows us to aerial death blow the deacons, and it gives us a cool little wind effect, which clears out a big group of them. Although these ones did not decide to die to it. That's funny. Oh, that one's not going to die either. But it's fine. The tree lasts for a long time. So, yeah, anyways, that's the Deacon's phase. We're going to immediately start out the fight with a Yash. Yashuka Spirit Fall, and we're going to hope that he does sweep. He does not do sweep, but that's fine. We're gonna run over and grab this lightning on the tree. Gonna throw it at him. We're gonna hope he does a good attack. Yep. You can actually hit Dragon with your Mortal Jaw. Throw some shurikens at him to get more damage. Please don't kill me, sir.
It's a little unfortunate.
Of course you would. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when it comes to being unlucky. Gonna have to wait for another lightning to just pop up. The lightnings are on a timer. I don't know how long the timer is exactly. Oh, he's not gonna die to that either. I didn't need to do that. Okay, now he's dead. So, fun fact, Dragon is actually a HP kill. So, looking at his posture bar just kind of doesn't mean anything. Now we go into a nice little auto-scroller sequence where he just throws a bunch of wind attacks at you and you just kind of sit and wait for him to get done with it. You can do a bit of trolling by doing an extra cycle.
Remember to not die here, you don't have a revive.
Like right here. Oh, I know. I know.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't.
I like to. I like to play very risky here and deflect.
Oh my god!
All of these with an aerial deflect to end it.
My god.
Anyways, that's the auto scroller done. I guess we go into another auto scroller where we do this cool cinematic sequence where we throw lightning in Dragon's face, and then we use the Mortal Blade to extract its tears. I'm sorry, Dragon. You gave me bad RNG, but I don't want to do this to you.
I do want to point out that thanks to chat and some subs and some bits, we do have a hype train going. Thank you all so much for doing that. And I think it's well deserved after watching whatever you were just doing. That terrified me.
Oh, it couldn't have gone wrong, surely. Okay, so now we are going to be going to an area we should have went to a long time ago, which is the first instance of Harada Estate, where you fight some infamous bosses, the Shinobi Hunter, Juzo the Drunkard, and Lady Butterfly. But since we're coming here after killing like a billion other bosses at this point and having an insane amount of attack power, this area doesn't scale very well with that fact. So we kind of just annihilate everything. This is an entrance to an air swim. This might not work, actually. Oh, got it still. Nice. Yeah, so FromSoft put a gigantic hole on the side of this little cliffside. You can just fall right into the water. It's pretty simple. It's like not simple, but yeah, this only saves about like 7 seconds though, I think. It's not very much, but yeah, we can just swim over the bottom part of Harada and get right to the Shinobi Hunter mini boss, which is supposed to be a tutorial pretty much for Mikiri counter, but we just one-shot him with a jump MD on both phases. Get the front stab on phase 1, which is very important because if you get a back stab on phase 1, he takes longer to stand up and has a lot of iframes, and then just get backstab on phase 2 because it's faster. So yeah, and then we're gonna go over here. We need to go talk to our quote-unquote dying father. Owl's a little trickster. He's trying to trick us into thinking that he's dying, but he's not. And we get a key from him to open the door to Lady Butterfly. Then we have to take this super far path to the side. It's pretty weird, but yeah, now we're going to be making our way to Juzo the Drunkard, which Juzo is a crazy scenario for a mini boss because mechanically speaking, he is one of the best mini bosses in the game, just in terms of pure moveset difficulty. But every single instance of each drunkard, they just decided to put a gazillion enemies around him. I don't know why they would ruin a well-designed mini boss with so many enemies. Like, look at all of them. Is that really necessary? Anyways, we bypass most of the enemies by just popping and gotching and running around the right side here. And then you can conveniently sneak up behind them. We're gonna pop a buff and then take a death blow. Then we're gonna do one jump MD, firecrackers, and then jump MD into him. And he's dead. So if you ever are sick of, you know, the enemies around him being very annoying, you can just kind of do that.
As we're running to the next section, we have had a number of people gift a lot of subs. The hype trains on tier 3 or whatever is going on. So for everyone out there, I just want to say that these subs, bits, and various things do make a huge difference to helping us, you know, continue to share amazing content like this, put on events, and do different things. So, you know, for me, both personally and professionally, I do really appreciate everybody who's contributing right now.
Oh. That has never happened to me before. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, she's... Okay, so you start off the Lady Butterfly fight by doing... You jump towards her and do 2 MDs, and then you want to deflect her... Oh, I missed. Whoops. That's fine. What are you gonna do? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know where she's aiming. Oh, that's so awkward. It just had to be weird. Thanks, Butterfly. Anyways, that phase 1 threw me off so much. She has never jumped into the air as her follow-up attack. She usually, you know, attacks you like a boss should. Yeah, that was so weird. Anyways, phase 2, what should have happened was I was supposed to hit her mid-air, so whenever she lands, it doesn't take her out of the vault, like the landing animation, and then I just jump after her and do 2 more MDs. But yeah, that was interesting. We have to fit the whistle here because you need it to spawn the Shichiman in Headless Apes Arena. If you don't do that, that Shichiman will not spawn. And so now we are going to get some skills. We're getting Mikiri counter. now, when you should have, ideally you want to get it, at the very beginning of the game if you're playing casually, but we don't need it until now. So we are going to go and kill 2 memory bosses pretty much in one go. We're going to do Demon of Hatred and Sword Saint Ishin, 2 of the most infamous memory bosses in this game. One is the final boss. Gonna pop a Tonto there for later. And then we're gonna go to this very familiar air swim entrance. If you were watching at the beginning of the run, you'll remember this as the Genny air swim entrance and the one to Sempo. But instead of going to the over back behind, we're gonna be swimming towards Gyobu's arena originally, but now Demon of Hatred is here. We're gonna do some out of bounds swimming. We're gonna go to this tower and quit out so we can load Gyobu's arena. Well, I guess Demon's arena now. This is gonna spawn, or like actually load it in so we can then spawn in Demon of Hatred, which we gotta kind of swim to the opposite side. Yeah, we're gonna swim over here. We're going to touch where this idol is. We're gonna take a little swim out. Then we're gonna swim back in to get his health bar active. Because if there's enemies in his arena, but if you walk into the arena and either quit out or idle out, it will despawn those enemies. So you don't have to wait for Demon to kill those enemies for him to start chasing you. And so now we're going to be swimming back towards Ashina Castle, but more specifically towards Ashina Reservoir, where Sword Saint Ishin is. We're going to swim back up through this water right here to load the castle/reservoir area. And we're going to be swimming over here. But if we look behind us, look who it is! Oh, he's dead. Sorry, Demon. Yeah, he doesn't survive very long. He kind of just follows us to his death.
3 phases.
Because for some reason,
like that.
Yeah, just completely gone. Don't even have to touch him. Actually, I need to menu sugar real quick. I didn't do that. Okay. And now we're going to fight Sword Saint Ishin, which is the final boss, but the rules of the category state that all you need to do is trigger the credits at any point in the run. So in terms of routing, it's faster to just kill him now instead of at the very end. So first off, we got to fight Genny. We're going to pop a Yash. We're going to do 2 MDs behind him. And then we're just going to kind of find him normally for a second. That's awkward. We're going to run backwards. Get this Makiri. Oh, he didn't quite die to it. That's fine. Yeah, and then we go into Sword Saint Phase 1. I'm going to start off with 2 MDs. He kind of went far away. That's fine. Okay. Then we're going to hit him twice, so he starts his spear pulling animation. We're going to dodge behind him, and then we're going to pop Yash and then a Tonto. Walk up to him, do an MD. He does this attack, that's good. We're gonna jump into him, do another MD, and then we're gonna jump by from that, do another MD. That's phase 2. We're gonna hope he does instant lightning here. He does. That's really good. Then, bam, we have to dead angle that, and that's Sword Saint Ishin.
Wow, that was great.
That was a very good fight, actually. That went really well.
Yeah, sometimes he can just do some
Yeah.
weird stuff and just like start spinning all over the place.
Weird. Yeah, on phase 3 there, so if we had one more attack power, phase 3 would be completely scripted if he does instant lightning. But since we're missing one attack power compared to like all bosses and mini bosses glitchless, we have to dead angle one of those last 2 mortal draws. And while you're in that process, he can jump away, like hyper armor jump away and just kill you. Because why not? So yeah, now we have to talk to Kuro to trigger the credits, which conveniently teleports us to Dilapidated Temple. And we need to sit at an idol because we need to go kill Orin now. just doing a little bit of cleanup business before we go to the second instance of Harada 2, or Harada Estate. We call it Harada 2. We're going to use these attack power? These memories, I guess. And then Orin is a funny boss because she can do a little bit of trolling. She has, she can just kind of teleport away at any moment just because, you know, why not, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to start off by using our Yeshrik Spirit Fall, and then we're going to do 1 MD into her. We're going to lock on, do 2 MDs. She gets staggered. That's actually perfect. I'm going to walk away for a second, use a Tonto, do a jump, then do a jump MD, and then do firecrackers. Bam.
Yeah, this was one of the bosses that we ran past earlier, and that's
Thank you, Oren.
kind of a very essential part of this run, is that we pick up these Sculptor's Idols so that we can go back later when we have this huge damage. Because Orin is not fun to fight at the start of the game.
Yeah, because not at all, not at all. If it would probably take like 2 minutes to fight her, if not more. But as you see, we kill her in like 30 seconds. Okay, now we're in Harada 2. We're going to start off immediately with a mini boss. This is another Lone Shadow. We're going to do 2 MDs, both dead angles. Oh, that's fine. We're going to do some 180s into him. We're going to jump into him, do 2 MDs, jump over him, get a backstab. Nice. Then we're going to immediately pop a Gachin. For our next mini boss, which is another Juzo, the drunkard. Yay! Everybody loves Juzo. This one has less enemies, which is good. Actually, I guess there's a bunch of enemies in there, but if you have a Gachin, they won't see you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna archers. We're going to get a stealth death blow on this Lone Shadow. Then we're gonna shuriken this archer and do a little quit out business, because since those guys are dead, it's gonna spawn us behind Juzo, so we can just get a nice little stealth death blow. Speeds it up a good amount. Yeah, we're gonna pop a Yash, run up to him, get a death blow, and then we're gonna do 2 MDs standing in place. Hope he doesn't attack, that's fine. And then 2 more MDs. And that's Juzo. And now we're going to Owl Father, which is my personal favorite boss in the base game. He's just such a fun fight. It's just like, I have no words to say how good this fight is. I love it. And amazingly, in this category, it's completely scripted, as long as I don't miss anything. Do 2 MDs. We do a jump shuriken, and then 2 more MDs. That's phase 1. We're gonna do 2 MDs jumping into him. He's gonna teleport away. We're gonna pop a Tonto. Don't need it. Why is he doing that? And then that's Owl Father. Yeah. We just do so much more. Jump Mortal Draw is just too good. It's too good. It absolutely trivializes almost any boss. Now, there are some exceptions to that, like the Headless and the Shichimen. They take essentially no damage from Mortal Draw, but we have another combat art to make up for that. And speaking of Headless, we're actually going to go fight some Headless and a Shichimen right now.
These Headless and Shichimen all over the game.
So yeah, I don't know why they did that. They're just in such weird positions. But yeah, anyways, if you saw, I switched my combat art over to Dragon Flash, because Dragon Flash has a very cool property to it where it actually uses your sword. So if you use confetti, it applies to Dragon Flash as well. and it absolutely
and
annihilates the
due to
headless
fact
and the
that you
Shichiman.
need confetti for these bosses, these apparition bosses. It means that you can't actually use Mortal Draw because Mortal Draw is a different sword, so it doesn't get confetti-fied or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, pretty interesting. And now we're going into another drunkard. We're gonna shuriken some monkeys around him, run towards him, jump shuriken that monkey, and we're just gonna dragon flash him to death. Do a jump firecracker into dragon flash. Jumping dragon flash does not do more damage. I just did it right there because it's fast to chain a prosthetic into a jumping combat art. It just flows really easily. But yeah, jump or mortal draw is the only combat art that gets boosted damage from jumping. Just want to clarify that. So now we're going to fight a Shichiman, which is the one where if you don't fit the ring or if you don't fully kill Headless Ape, it will not spawn. We're gonna shuriken him so he stops doing his little dance. And two dragon flashes. We're gonna run over here, use a buff just for timing purposes, and we're gonna do 2 more dragon flashes. Oh, that was weird. Anyways, yeah, that's the Shichiman dead. And now we're gonna do some Ashina Castle cleanup. We've just got a few more bosses left, actually. 7 Spears, Ogre, Lone Shadow, Ashina Lee, and Shigekichi, and Akko Headless. So it was that 6. We're going to be doing a funny strat for this 7 Spears, though. So we're going to be doing some parkour to skip opening 1 door. But it also allows us to not use a gotchin and yeah, do some funny business. This skip is called double door skip. It's definitely one of the hardest in the game. It's very tricky. The places you're jumping on are like a pixel wide. Oh, I got it first try. That's so nice. Sometimes 7 Spears can just see you, and it's completely ruined. Anyways,
yeah, this is quite finicky
that worked
because you need to
out
land
perfectly.
like
I'm actually
in
very glad.
a specific spot, like a specific blind spot where they don't see you, and you're jumping from so high up it can be, and you need to get like a delayed jump right from the, or is it?
I don't know if you need the delayed jump, but the delayed jump just happens. Like, since there's no like ledge stopping business there, it just kind of happens. Like, I wasn't purposefully trying to get a delayed jump there. Okay, this is Ogre. We're gonna get a backstab just because it's faster. And then we're gonna do 3 MDs. Oh, and by the way, these aggro chains, the one I just did after 7 Spears, the one I'm gonna do right now, they're set up because there is an absolute war going on right below Ashina Castle, like right at this front stairs. And those enemies automatically aggro onto you whenever you step out of Kuro's room. So it just conveniently sets up a nice aggro chain, so where we can go kill 7 Spears and Ogre and just have our position saved up here. So that's very nice. Now we're going to kill another Lone Shadow. I'm gonna use a Tonto here just because. This Lone Shadow is scripted, 2 MDs per phase. So getting that death blow is kind of annoying, but... Oh, yeah, I used that a bit late. He jumped away, so it kind of messed me up. That is not the right Lone Shadow.
It works.
For some reason, death blows in this game like to not prioritize certain enemies. It's weird. I don't know. Death blows are funny. Yeah, now we're going to fight Ashina Elite, the second one. Hopefully he is nice and just instantly attacks. Okay, he was a little bit rude, but that's fine. Dude, another 2 MDs. Okay. He was nice in the second phase, so that's good. And now we're going to fight another drunkard, but this guy's a part of the interior ministry, so he's different, right? He's got armor, so he's different. Yeah, this is Shigekichi of the Red Guard. He is an infamous boss in the speedrun community. He likes to go on what we call a booze rampage, because he has a thing. Oh, please don't see me. I'm gonna play a little safe there. Okay. He can just kind of drink from a gourd he has, which he uses to set his sword on fire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, won't you look at that? That's exactly what happened. What is he doing?
Okay.
What is he?
This is
what is going
classic
on?
GDQ moment.
Okay,
So we were trying to
what
lead
is
him
he
over
doing?
to this box and then get a gunner to
That
explode it, and
is-
it actually did explode on him, but it didn't do full damage. Okay, it works.
That's fine. Yeah. So because he kind of went on his little rampage there with setting his sword on fire, yeah, he doesn't like to walk over to where those boxes
Normally,
are.
when he drinks, he doesn't get hit at all by it. So
yeah.
it was
Anyways.
like really weird.
Yeah, that was weird. That was so weird. Anyways, we're coming up on the final boss of the run, which is Akko Headless. So I switched Dragon Flash because Dragon Flash is incredible, and this health is a little scary, not having a revive, but surely it's fine. Gonna use Confetti, pop Yash. I'm gonna jump off the wall at a certain spot, use Dragon Flash, do one hit, do another Dragon Flash. Please cooperate with me, Akko.
We want him to do his grab attack there. So
Yeah,
that we
I had a
can
feeling.
have a so that we can kind of strafe around him. But instead we got like a fast attack, which is still fine because Worm knows the moves.
And time is coming up on this quit out,
GG.
and that is time.
Yeah, you guys were saying earlier 125 was an aggressive estimate.
What was the
You did
time?
it
I
in
was-
basically the stream's catching up at like 122.10 or so. So well under estimate, well under.
Honestly, I'm surprised. Well, yeah, that was yeah,
you did
it
great.
was fine. Oh man, wow.
Well, why don't you take a minute, give any shout outs, tell the great people where they can find you, talk about the community, anything and everything. Now's a great time.
So you can find me over at twitch.tv/wormdogbs. I do all kinds of speedruns, primarily from soft, but I've actually been getting into a little bit of variety speedruns. Earlier this year, I speedran Claire Obscure. And then just recently, I did Fallout 3 and New Vegas specifically. And I also just did Silk Song, but I wasn't really feeling that yet. But yeah, I want to give shout out to Home. Thank you for commentating and staying up really late to join me. And shout out to the whole Sekiro community. I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for this game and for this community. So I can't say a singular bad thing about the Sekiro community. Best community ever. I love them guys so much. Yeah, Home, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, well, we'd very much like to have you in the Sekiro speedrun community. So if anyone is interested in learning the run, it's speedrun.com/Sekiro. We got a Discord server. We got some guides on the site and so on. So, you know, if you're feeling interested in trying this run or perhaps another run, or just want to learn a little bit more about how to move more efficiently through the game for fun, then yeah, that's where we're at.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for being here. This was incredible. As everyone knows, I love an all bosses run, and Sekiro is one of the best, if not the best games to do that, because the bosses, like I said earlier, are just best in class. But But don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break to set up for Hades 2. And while we do that, I do want to let you know that you can check out the Black and Flash community, which uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. So while we're off at the break, if you want to learn more or apply to get involved, you can apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackandaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Hades 2, a goodbye salute to early access. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. As always, my name is Cutie, and we have one more incredible run for you this evening, which is going to be Hades 2. We actually have a bonus run that the Dark Omen has been gracious enough to let us add in because our first two runners were so damn good. So rather than doing just Surface Rivals 4, we are going to do all regions Rivals 4. And I don't quite know what that means, but I do want to also point out that Hades 2, as we talked about earlier, is getting a version 1.0 release on, I believe, Thursday the 25th, meaning that this speedrun, the game, everything is going to be completely changed in about 72 hours, whatever that time works out to. So I am excited to have this goodbye salute to Hades 2, and we're going to see a lot of what it has to offer. So the Dark Omen, how are you doing today? Tell us a little bit about Rivals 4, about yourself, what we can expect to see, and then whenever you're ready, we can hop into it. Just give us a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. My name's the Dark Omen. You can just call me Omen. Where I'm here, I'm absolutely honored to be here running Hades 2 this evening. Just to speed through a little introductory of what we're going in the run with. We got our excuse me, Arcana setup here. Some notable points. We got the Huntress card to give us extra damage when we're not at full mana. We got the origination card where if we have 2 curses on the enemy, we do a lot more damage. And we got the strength card where we do more damage and take less damage while we have no death defiances. So we are not running death defiances here. And a little bit of a personal choice here. I like running the Eternity for this category. It helps me get in a little extra damage between the boss's attacks, especially with we're running the Vow of Rivals today, which is the equivalent of the extreme measures from the first game. We're running Rivals 4, basically alternate bosses with stronger movesets and alternate boss setup. We're running the Morrigan blade, the aspect of the Morrigan on the sister blades here because it's my favorite. That's what I always run. And we're taking Rocky, our bird companion here, for extra crit chance. We're going to start out running the surface. Having Frenzy here would be likely more optimal, but my PBs have been better without it recently. I suspect just because it allows me to play more aggressive without Frenzy. Frenzy basically makes the enemies attack and move faster, and then they also spawn in faster, which is normally optimal to play with Frenzy on, but we're going to play with it off today. The time will start when I gain control of my character here, Malinoe, after entering through this door. So I'll count it down. It should start in 3, 2, 1, start.
Good luck, have fun. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we start with the Apollo trinket here. We're hoping for the Apollo attack, and we are not getting it. There it is. We'll take that. That's fine. We used all our rerolls on it, but that's okay. Let's see here. And in the next room, we got Poseidon. Poseidon's pretty good. Certainly not bad. He has a few good options for us here. We're hoping for hydraulic. No, we didn't get that. We don't have any rerolls either. We'll just take the flood gain for some mana back whenever we use mana. All right, these rooms here, they're randomly distributed rewards here. This is not the best RNG, but certainly not the worst. I have had much worse. This is just a mini boss room. We just got this crossbow guy, pretty fast normally. Our goal here is to destroy these pylons so we can move on to the next area. We got Hestia here. We got Flash Fry. Flash Fry is awesome for clearing groups. It makes it do a burst of damage after we kill an enemy. We want to go here, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so basically the aspect of the Morgan on these blades, you see the little markers on the enemies when I'm hitting them. If we hit an enemy with our normal attack and our normal special, and then a charged attack of any variety, or a charged ability of any variety, oh, I missed the Hermes over there. We'll have to loop around for that. They take a huge burst of 777 damage. All right, so here we have a random encounter with Heracles. It pauses the in-game timer, and most of the categories are timed using the in-game timer, so it's good RNG for that. But in any real-time categories, there's generally more enemies when we get these random ally encounters, so it's generally bad RNG, or not necessarily bad, because we do get a bit of extra gold, which is nice, but just not as fast.
And so for someone who's not familiar with Hades 2, especially versus maybe Hades 1, how much of a run here is RNG and luck versus how much of it is relatively consistent?
There is a lot of RNG. I can't really say comparison to the first game. I didn't speedrun the first game super seriously. I mean, I don't really speedrun this game super seriously either, but
hey, you're on GDQ. You're a pro now.
But there is a lot of RNG, especially on the surface. The surface has quite a bit more RNG, I believe, than the underworld. Just with these rooms, and if there's a certain mini boss that you get, it's pretty much a reset if you're going for a PB, and then the second region, and then the third region can also just screw you pretty bad too. On the surface. Yeah, that was very nice flash fry value there. We're gonna take light smite here just to do a little extra damage if we take damage. And then let's see. Yeah, we're gonna. I don't think this room is super optimal, but it's the hammer, so we're gonna take the hammer. Yeah, this room is not ideal in terms of the size and the enemy layout. And there might have been a better room that I just didn't see.
Remember, this is also this run. Well, one, it's an extension category. It's actually all regions. I don't believe is an official category.
It is not. No, yeah.
but this is a love letter to the early access. So the more we get to see whether it's optimal, not quite optimal, whatever happens. And of course, roguelikes are notoriously difficult in marathon settings. Like we're gonna get what we're gonna get, and we're gonna have fun.
That's true. We got hydraulic might here. We could have taken the Poseidon cast are there for a curse, but we don't have a second curse yet, so it wouldn't do a whole lot yet. So we're going to take hydraulic might to do a little extra damage on our first 10 seconds in this boss, or in any room. So this is the Cyclops Polyphemus. The Vow of Rivals version also has Medea here throwing poison at us. Not too big of a deal, but that is the difference in the fight there, and that's the boss gone. Yeah, pretty easy boss, not a big deal at all. Oh, and we're digging this hole because the boss landed its drop right next to it, which is not ideal. We're going to take this fig leaf, which for the rest of the run in each region, there's a chance, there's a decent chance that we just skip a room, or a room just doesn't have any enemies in it, which is ideal for speed, because then we just basically skip that room. This is the second region. It's basically a bunch of boats that we're teleporting in between. This room is not my favorite. Taking the nectar here, because the nectar gives us this is the fig room. The nectar gives us just a random upgrade on one of our boons that we have. And then here we got Poseidon again. Cast, please. There it is. We got a curse. Now ideally we need a second one to proc our origination card. Some extra health for safety, and to allow more triggers of our smite to when we take more damage. Here we got a a lore room, a character room. We got Cersei here. This is very good because it pauses the timer and it also skips a room. We're taking the dodge, not super ideal. We could have gotten more crit chance there or more weapon damage, but the dodge is not bad either. And it also has the funny effect of making Malinois much smaller.
Sailing on.
Right. Some Ash here. Ash gives us a little bit extra health when we pick it up. Not bad. But the alternate option would be five mana instead of 5 health, which, where is this? Oh, back here. That was unfortunate.
In you go.
Alright, we're going with the palm here to upgrade one of our boons.
I love just like how flashy and colorful in the first Hades game is too as well. But like there's so much cool stuff going on. Like they've really polished a lot of it.
It just looks so good, yeah. One of the main differences between Hades 1 and Hades 2 is in Hades 1, pretty early you get a second dash for Zagreus, and Malinois never gets a second dash. We just get the one, and then we hold the dash button to sprint afterward. And then on top of that, in Hades 1, most of the projectiles you can just attack to delete them, to destroy them. In this game, you can't do that, which just makes positioning more influential with those two changes. Nice flash fry value there as well.
Bearing set.
And Chad, if there is a little bit of silence, that's just because I'm afraid to say anything during a roguelike.
I mean, you feel free to fill the silence. I'm certainly not the best. Well, we got the second curse here on the special. I am very used to playing this with people talking in my ear.
Okay. Every now and then, I never know if there's a random boss that's gonna like one shot you or something. I'm like, my god.
There should be none of that. We should be pretty safe here. This is Eris. Without the Vow of Rival, she uses the aspect of Eris on the adamant rail from the first game. In the Vow of Rivals version, she uses the aspect of Lucifer on the adamant rail, and that's in the first game as well. So that's one of my favorite things about this game, is just all the interesting nods to the first game, and it's just very interesting here. Between phases, she likes to spit out a bunch of bombs, and I just put down an Omega cast with a delayed damage to blow them all up, so they're out of the way.
And in terms of like early access versus 1.0, obviously Hades 1 was really known for a lot of the story elements and different things and interactions. Yeah. Is a lot of that already in the game in early access, or is that what's coming?
So there's a ton of story and lore already in the game. What's to come is pretty much just the what happens after you beat the final boss in either region. Right now, when you beat the final boss in a region, it just cuts to similar to after you complete all the story in Hades 1, where it just cuts to the narrator. It just has little talking, and then you just go back to the start. So in terms of story, there's a ton of character story, of all the friends of Malinois and stuff, but there's no in the main story is still yet to be complete, of course. Here we're taking the Knuckle Bones trinket. I believe this is the Fig room. Yeah, taking the Knuckle Bones trinket. It basically just does a huge burst of damage when we enter the next boss fight, which is very, very helpful, because this next boss fight is actually two bosses, and they have a ton of health. If we had Hera as one of our gods, and we had the Hitch Curse, we could actually make them share that damage that they both take at the same time and increase it even further. Unfortunately, we don't have Hera this run. We're going to take Sweeping Ambush here to make our Omega attack do a lot more damage. Oh yeah, I guess I never explained our first hammer. I believe, what was our first hammer actually? yeah. We it turns our blood triad damage, which is the huge chunk of damage every time we hit with attack, special, and omega move. It makes it. It increases that from 777 to 999 damage. Was our first hammer.
Great in mind.
Here we're gonna take the magic because we just picked up a sweeping ambush, which makes our omega attack cost a lot more magic as well.
And so, chat, if you hear me typing every now and then, we are working on a little bit of a surprise for the end of this show. Don't worry, Omen, this is not to scare you. You are not involved in this.
Okay.
But we are on the back end working on a little bit of a surprise, something we've been cooking up. So you're going to want to stay tuned through the end. You stay tuned anyways. I mean, it's Hades too. But like, if you hear me typing, that's what's going on.
All right, so we got a random encounter here. We got Athena. These are not my favorite. We'll just take this one for a little bit extra damage. She does have Divine Dash. It's not nearly as good as the first game because you only have one dash instead of the two dashes, and a lot of the projectiles cannot be reflected, but it's still, of course, very good. But we didn't take it there. We've just taken a little bit of extra damage on our special, just to have a little bit of that. That's Talos. He's pretty easy. He's gone.
Okay. And that's with the hard mode turned on.
Oh, that wasn't a boss.
Okay.
That's a mini boss. So the Vow of Rivals doesn't affect the mini bosses. That would be cool if it did, though. We got I believe this is the mid shop, so that's good because it skips a room. Yeah, this mid shop, it skips a room and pauses the timer while we're in here as well. We got Blinding Rush here. Big fan of that.
I see Chad is excited for the surprise. Stay tuned. There'll be something. I think never done before on Hotfix. I think I can say that.
We got Slow Cooker here. Slow Cooker is very good, especially with all of our fire that we have. That's a lot of damage added to our attacks.
You don't normally hear a skill called Slow Cooker and think speedrun tactic. That sounds good. It'll take 2 to 3 hours for the pot roast to be ready, but it's totally the fastest way to do this.
Yeah, another difference from the first game is we have, like, every boon has a specific element tied to it. Like, we have 7 fires right now, so this is plus 14 damage on our attacks and specials. That is increased by all of our damage increases. So we're going to pick up another fire here because it's Hestia. She only has fires, so that upgrades our Slow Cooker even further. This is the shop right before the boss here. We're going to just buy everything here because we got the money. We're hoping for Grievous Blow. There it is. Very good. Gives us a chance to do double damage on enemies afflicted by wounds, which we apply wounds with our special from the Ares special. So this is Prometheus and Heracles. Normally it's just Prometheus, but yeah, the 2 ginormous meat bags of health, basically. This part, when we phase Prometheus, he does this little memory game here. You can like memorize where to go quite frequently. We got hit by that final one. That's okay. But quite frequently, I just because you can just iframe through it as well. I usually just dodge through the memory game there. We're taking a few damage there, but every damage we take, we can just say is intentional because we're proccing our light smite.
It's deboosting.
Exactly. All right, so we got rid of Heracles there. This is memory game part 2, where there's 5. Again, I'm not really too good with the memory game, so I just kind of go for the dodges.
This change of perspective is really cool, though.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's quite a few bosses that change your perspective, and the first game didn't really. I don't think it did that at all. Actually,
I mean, that was like full anime there with that.
Yeah,
with the Super Saiyan on the side right there.
So that's Prometheus. He's one of the. He can be a tough one when you first meet him, just learning his movesets, and he likes to be. He does a lot of damage. Likes to be more evasive than most other bosses in this game.
He's gone.
All right, moving on to the summit. We got the we're picking up the. We could go Black and Fleece. We're gonna go Black and Fleece because a lot of our damage is Omega moves right now. We have met the threshold of damage taken. Also, all that damage was totally intentional because of that. Basically, just gives our Omega moves 40% more damage, which is most of our damage right now.
I was gonna say 40% is a big number.
Yeah. Yeah, because we got Sweeping Ambush, that's most of our damage. The other option there is the Lion Fang, which increases, it starts at 50%, but then it goes down each room. We end up at the boss at 25% increased damage, but that's an increase to everything and not just our Mega moves. So if I don't have Sweeping Ambush, that's usually what I take. Or if I haven't met the damage taken threshold on Black.
I just saw something about a fig leaf, and I'm not gonna ask about that.
Oh yeah, that's still the fig room. It just skips the room. That was the trinket we took in our second region, and we're taking a lot of damage here, totally on purpose and not at all on accident. But that's what on the summit we got 2 mini bosses and 2 normal rooms. We skipped, or not 2 normal, like I don't remember how many normal rooms actually, but we got 2 mini bosses. That's the first mini boss. We'll take that. Yeah.
A few more floors.
Now you're making this obviously look quite easy, even though we're on like super hard mode or whatever. But like, how worried are we about your health and everything? Is there a point
we are
we should
a bit
be scared?
lower. We are a bit lower than I would like, but we will have a shot, and we're taking multiple damages, and we're running in that again, and that was not great, but we should be okay. We will have a shop right before the boss to heal up and get some just healing and stuff, and we're gonna stand on this side. We're gonna play it a bit safer here, a bit slower, but that's okay. And he's doing that. That's annoying. This is there's 2 options on the mini boss, and each of these mini bosses, this is the one I prefer to not have as well. But we got it down after taking another damage there, but we should be okay.
As much as I yap through the dangerous games that we have on this show, I think I am notorious for commentating cursing people. So blame everything on me. I'll take the blame.
Well, we just got Mutual Destruction, which increases our chance to do double damage as our health gets lower. So actually, every damage we take is now double intentional. But yeah, we're picking up the health and the armor here for safety, and we're heading in the final boss, which is Typhon, the father of all monsters. The Vow of Rivals version also adds Kronos, which is the final boss in the Under region as well. We're not killing Kronos, but he's just here as an apparition throwing attacks at us at the same time.
Oh, that boss is huge.
Yeah, he's a big guy. This Tongue Slam move is also an attack that's exclusive to the Vow of Rivals version. So that's phase 1 there. Kronos does this instant kill attack if we stand in the wrong spot. And these eggs are way across from each other. That is quite unlucky. Hopefully it doesn't hatch. We're good. All right. And he also is doing this tail attack in between, which is not preferred, but that's okay. All right, that's phase 2, where normally here in the normal version, Zeus would blast Typhon there with a bunch of damage and stun him, and then we would follow up with a bunch of damage. But instead, we got Kronos just summoning a bunch of time bubbles while Typhon throws all those whirlwinds at us. That's actually one of the easier phases, just because I know exactly what's going to happen usually. This is the other one-shot attack that happens after we phase again. We are running low on magic. We still got our flood gain, but our damage is going to be slowing down here because we are out of magic, basically. And we're taking some hits there, completely intentional, of course.
It doesn't even have a health bar, it looks like.
But yeah, that's the other thing, is he's so big, he has so much health that Melenue cannot sense his life force, is the thing there. And we're out of magic. That is really unfortunate. We're gonna back up here. We're in scary mode now. We're not done yet. We are not done yet. That is this. Also in the Vow of Rivals, we feature this little fake out mode, where in the normal mode we would be done now. we're actually, yeah, this is quite a low amount of health going into this final phase here. We get turned into a child from Kronos, turning back time. Because one of my favorite voice lines is he makes the blasted rules of time. So now we're just in dodge mode while we try to stay in this ring to dispel Kronos' spell that he put on us. Well, Kronos and we got hit by that. We're gonna focus up a little bit here. Oh, great, we're good. That's the hard part. Hard part's done. That's actually quite easy when you have, more than 50 health. But here, it's just basically a victory lap. He just does that one attack, and then everything else he does here is basically harmless. And we're done. That's time. Sorry, I should have given a little bit of extra warning.
We're doing all regions.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's where the surface run would end. Is right when he dies there.
Now for reference, chat, I did promise Omen that I would say that this next run is my fault. We're doing all regions. We're doing Underworld. Omen did not originally sign up to do this, but I twisted their arm because, again, we're showcasing the early access send-off, and because our first two runners, both world record holders, are just too damn fast. So we are doing a bonus
awesome
run.
Runs earlier too. Those were awesome.
We're doing a bonus run, but Omen did not necessarily sign up to do this originally.
Yeah, Battle of Rivals Underworld. I really enjoy the. Oh, we got to talk to Freenos. Actually, that's required. Got to talk to our good Toad friend Freenos. We'll speed through this area here in the in between, and then we'll go to the Underworld. Underworld is I do run it less because I enjoy the surface more. We're also going to activate the Vow of Shadow here. There's a certain mini boss in this first region that the Vow of Shadow makes it like 2 or 3 times faster. It's a lot faster here. All right, we're hoping for Apollo attack again. Still didn't get it there. We'll take that. So now we got Chaos here too. Chaos is always good in a speed run because they allow us to basically skip a room because in this room we just talk to Chaos and we grab a Chaos boon.
Whenever I hear Chaos, I can't help but think of Strangers of Paradise. Like, that is just so stuck in my head. We actually had that game on this show at one point, but just the constant chaos.
Yeah, so Chaos, we get a bonus after completing a certain number of encounters with the downside. The downside we chose here is the location rewards are hidden, which is not great. I would rather not have that. But the other options were very bad because the other options were we take damage whenever we attack, and we need to attack. So here we normally would pick something we want, but we can't see there. So we got Artemis here, random encounter, very good for in game time. Not great for real time, but certainly not bad because we do get a little bit of extra power from her boon.
The dead. May your aim.
All right, yeah, pressure points always good, just more crit chance.
So are the fundamental mechanics of the game the same for both Surface and Underworld, and you're mainly changing the bosses and environments, or do the mechanics themselves or the gods or anything change as well?
Fundamental mechanics are pretty much the same. Just the environment, the regions and the bosses. Yeah. And then we change up our strategy because of that, of course, as well. Like in the third region here, we won't be taking the knuckle bones as we did before. We will be taking the Athena trinket, just to yeah. We got the mid shop here. We'll just take steady growth, and then we'll go Festus here.
Be safe, Lord Charon.
And so a little bit of chat is talking about the release in a few days. Do you think you're going to be running the full release when it comes out?
So I mean, I'll probably like be recording my my runs as I go to the end of the story, or like get to the end of the story first. But after that, I still haven't decided if I'm gonna start a new profile immediately, or if I'm gonna run a little bit more.
Ashes.
Go Hestia here. Hopefully we get Flash Fry like we did earlier. Alright, no Flash Fry, but we got Scorch on the cast, which is a curse for our origination card. One of the 2 curses we need. We got the Hammer in the shop, very good. Here, we'll go Skulking, so we do extra attack damage when we hit them from behind, which on this aspect is quite easy to do. You frequently, get attacks that count as from behind when you're not actually behind, which is interesting. This is Hecate, Vow of Rivals. Normally, her copies are only there sometimes, but in this one, her copies are almost always in the fights, and these mages that don't normally have a shield or armor, instead have armor. And then in this phase, she's going to throw this polymorphing ball at us. I am really bad at dodging it because it's split. Oh yeah, we got cursed. That's okay. We're a pig now. It doesn't split in the non-rivals version, so it's a lot easier to dodge, but it's much harder.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy you didn't dodge it. I think I speak for chat when I say we all needed to see the little piggy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different forms you can be. There's a sheep, there's a pig. I think there's a rat too, or a mouse, either one. So that's Hecate. Not too bad. Could have been quite faster if I didn't get cursed there, but that's okay. Moving on to the next region. Again, we're taking the fig leaf here to skip rooms, and then we always check this because if we get the option to buy a Chaos Gate, we pretty much always want to take it just because it helps. It's basically a room skip if we go through a Chaos Gate. Right. Yeah, so now we're in Oceanus. We got the fig room here.
There. Right.
We're taking the health.
I'll slay you all.
Yeah, like there, we were backstabbing that enemy, but we weren't really behind him.
It's close enough. We had
exactly.
We had, what was it called, dead angles all throughout Sekiro.
Oh yeah, that's true.
now we have just like random backstabbing, like, all good.
We got the mid shop here, very good for pausing the timer. Hestia, nice. Flash Fry, please. No? We're gonna roll for Flash Fry. No.
And hot pot. What is with all the cooking terms, man?
Well, she's
I'm hungry. It is dinner time for me.
Hestia is the goddess of the hearth, so she.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, mini boss here, pretty easy. Not bad. Flash Fry now. Snuffed candle still good for extra damage on lone targets. Normally we would take, like in a casual run, you would like to take the double boon room, but it's actually a time loss usually while speedrunning.
What a stench.
Get palms on our attack some more, very good. Okay, so here, we got pretty lucky there. That Chaos Gate we're not taking because it's right before the boss here, and this shop basically does the same thing. All right, so this is Scylla and the Sirens. In the Vow of Rivals version, we have Charybdis here too, which
that artwork is sick.
Oh yeah, so good. I love this. Such a good soundtrack. Like they're a musical, like performing like a band, and they got some great music. Yeah. So basically, we're killing all these different different bosses around. We got the drummer there, Roxy, I think her name is. I don't remember. We got Charybdis here, and then there's a bass player that we already killed, and then Charybdis, which is just signified by all the tentacle, I don't know, things, turrets. We are out of magic now, unfortunately, because we don't have a gain boon yet, so it'll be a bit slower here on the tail end of this boss, but that's all right. That's Charybdis gone. Oh yeah, the other thing the Vow of Rivals adds, I forgot to mention it, but they also add certain moves that bosses do after you've done a certain, like if you do a certain amount of health to them in a short period of time. They do a certain defensive move that we like to call combo breakers, just because they kind of break up your attacks on them. Charybdis, or not Charybdis, Scylla's combo breaker, she just closes her shell defensively and then charges at you. There. I should have probably explained the other combo breakers, but that's all right.
Nah, we got a lot to get through. We're busy. You're just casually also beating the game at the same time. Don't worry about it.
Taking the Athena trinket here because her trinket allows her to come in whenever we don't have any death defiances, and of course we never have any death defiances here because we're running the strength card instead of the death card. It's the optimal play generally on the on any real-time categories, just because it pauses the timer when she's here. Especially in this region, it can be rather obnoxious to orient yourself. It's quite different. The rooms here are quite different than other regions. Why are you over there? That's a weird spot. Normally I would have liked to have her come in on a larger room where I didn't know where I was going as much, but that's all right. She gave us Divine Dash, which is of course very good. Not as good as the first game, as I said again, but very good still. All right, so now we're heading to the next room here. And we're running into that slowing cloud, unfortunately, but that's okay. We got the mini boss here. This is a fig room. I would prefer to have the fig actually not on the mini boss because the mini boss is usually quite quick.
You just got a disco ball now.
Oh yeah, that's what happens because it's the fig comes from Dionysus, so he turns the room into a party.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's to celebrate Dark Souls' birthday, which we had earlier in the stream.
Yeah. All right, so here we got Echo. Echo's very good here. We're gonna double our level on our attack, so now we have a level 10 attack. That is very good. We're gonna go for the hammer here.
Is there a cap? Is 10 as far as it goes?
Oh no, there are. I do not think there is a cap, especially in Hades 2. There is a set of duos between Zeus and Hera called Queen's Ransom and King's Ransoms, respectively, where you give up all your boons of either Hera or Zeus, depending, and then it increases the level of your Zeus or Hera boons, respectively, by 4 per boon you gave up.
Okay.
So you can get quite large numbers with that.
We're getting into Balatro territory now. Because you're already doing sometimes thousands of damage.
Oh yeah, on crit, crits, which I have a 4% chance to crit with our companion, our Rocky, our bird companion. Crits do 200% extra damage. So when you crit, it's very high. We'll take the upgraded triad here, and then we'll move on to the shop, and then it'll be the boss. Which, unfortunately, a little preview with those footprints there.
Uh-oh.
Is our good buddy Cerberus, who's been covered with sad ghosts or sad shades. These are not my favorite here. We'll take the sprint.
I was gonna say it was a big point in the first one that we didn't want to fight Cerberus.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to fight Cerberus here. The Rivals version has this alternate arena with all this lava around, and it gives Cerberus some extra attacks as well. So that's
that health bar is melting.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of damage. Part of that is our Hephaestus special, which is on a 14-second cooldown, but it does a massive blast of damage when it activates.
Can you pet Cerberus in this one?
Unfortunately, you cannot.
Okay.
Yet. Hopefully, it's there for the 1.0.
I was
But
gonna say it's kind of iconic.
yeah, so right there we got Cerberus's combo breaker, where he throws up his paw, and it acts as a shield for him. It's not a huge deal, but that is that move. And when you hit the shield, it launches those fireballs there. But yeah, that's the Cerberus boss.
Who's a good boy?
Yeah,
who's a good boy?
He's a good boy. So he runs off into the next region to go be with Hades. Little spoiler there, but
This is it.
yeah. So entering the next region, Tartarus, we're gonna take the Lion Fang because we don't have sweeping ambush, and we're not meeting that yet either. So this gives us extra damage throughout our whole region here.
Unseen.
That scales down. We'll enter the Chronos fight with about 25% from that bonus.
Access.
I like how there's a maintenance access to Tartarus.
Yeah.
It's like we're in Mission Impossible or something. We're gonna sneak
Yeah,
into
pretty
Tartarus.
much. That's pretty much. Except we're not doing much sneaking. Yeah, so Tartarus is a little bit different than the other regions because we don't get rewards for these main rooms that we go through. We would have to go through side rooms to get rewards, which we don't want to do because that takes longer. This is the Fig room. That's good. We'll go see Hades. It's not optimal because each room you go through here. Cerberus isn't here today, but we got Boldy instead. We'll talk to Boldy. Each room you go through in this region causes the rooms after it to have more enemies, so it's not necessarily optimal to go talk to Hades here. But we'll see him. We'll take this one. Not my favorite, not the worst.
And that's the same rock that Sisyphus was rolling, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kronos put Hades in Sisyphus's old prison chamber there.
Okay.
And yeah, but Boldy's there to keep him company when Cerberus isn't there.
A couple chambers more.
We do have a decent shot of beating my PB on this underworld track, just because my PB is not very good right now.
Hey, this is break free, so I think it's submission eligible. Although I don't know how you would load time remove it or whatever if you do that.
I mean, it just goes off the in-game timer. So.
Oh, okay, in the top right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can find what your leaderboard was.
Oh yeah, I mean, for the underworld, it's like 9:22. There's not a whole lot of people that run rivals, so I believe I'm still at the bottom of 3rd out of 3 on the underworld.
So it's 11 minutes for yours on underworld.
For 11, really?
Yeah, Rivals 4 Underworld Unseeded Patch 11.
Oh, interesting. I thought I was.
Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I completely blanked. You're actually because you said 3 out of 3. You're 2 out of 3.
Oh, I'm 2. Oh,
yeah. You're 922. That's what threw me off. You're telling me where to look, and it's the wrong place.
All right, yeah. So we're going in the Chronos fight now. The Rivals version, he has an alternate moveset, of course, and then these minions he has they got armor, and they're a lot more annoying and dangerous to deal with as well.
All right, you got just under 2 minutes for this.
Okay.
Let's make a PB today, chat. Let's do it.
That's phase 1, where he normally summons more minions, but I think because I hadn't killed most of them, they just didn't spawn in, which I don't mind. But yeah, all those minions, when they die, they send out that wave of damage after they die, which is quite annoying.
It's interesting. Kronos comes upstairs, but nobody's coming downstairs.
That's phase 2 where he summons this mini boss. Not a huge deal. Yeah, Kronos' combo breaker is when he becomes immune for a second and does that teleport and leaves that time stop bubble behind. So this is phase 2 where he starts off with an instant kill attack, generally 3 of them here. If we can trigger the combo breaker, there it is, it cancels it and he teleports. So if he's out of the time bubble, which he is, we can continue damaging him and enter phase 2 and just skip the other 2 instant kill moves that he does, which is a nice time save. We are out of magic and I did not get a gain boon. That is my bad. We should be okay, just because we got a good amount of damage on our normal attacks. These heal him, which I forgot to be killing on the side. Well, that's okay.
With all this going on, this game reminds me a lot of Fury with an I. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I briefly played that. I don't remember why I stopped, but I did play that a little bit. In this phase 3, he starts out with this laser attack where he teleports all around the room. We generally just want to move in a clockwise or counterclockwise, I guess. If you want to do that too, it doesn't really matter which way you go. But now we get to attack him, and I forgot I was out of magic. So that's his combo breaker there again. This phase 3 is going to be a bit rougher, because it's going to be long, and unfortunately no PB today either.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
Like I said earlier, I did put you on the spot, so it's not like you exactly practiced this.
He summons these minions here too. Again, if I had magic, he would probably be very close to dead already. But unfortunately, I was not thinking that far ahead when we were choosing boons.
I like how the boss of this in a speedrun is literally time.
I know, yeah, it's very, 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 very nice just to have, because our goal is to kill time, and in every in a lot of the patch notes they put out at the end, they would say good luck killing time. Yeah, the very, very slow boss, unfortunately, here. He's even doing the lasers again, too, unfortunate.
Your health is worrying me.
Oh, yeah. We can't even say it's intentional, either, because we don't have any revenge boons.
The thing is, I don't even know what to expect, so I just see all this stuff flying at you. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we're playing a bit safer. Oh yeah, well, he should be dead now because I didn't get that final bit. There we go. That's time.
That's time. GG's. And you're underestimated by like a minute. That's brilliant.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you first off so much for showcasing that. I know I said this I think on Discord, I don't know if I said it on the stream, but I've been waiting for the V1 release of Hades 2 for a while, so thank you so much for being here to showcase the early access, all the hard work that you and others have put into the game in its current state, and showing us the hardest version, and of course stepping up to even give us a bonus run, which is just incredible. But now is the time to tell all the wonderful people, any shout outs, anywhere they can find you, anything you want to talk about, now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me at the Dark Omen on YouTube. I don't post very often, but I post runs occasionally. And yeah, shout out to the entire Hades speedrunning Discord. They're excellent people, excellent. Please, if you're at all interested, please start running. Please join the Discord. We would love to have you. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for showcasing that. That is it for us here at Perilous Paths. And so I do want to take a quick moment to thank everyone who's been on the show today. That's QQ, my name cousin, Worm Dog, Home, and of course the Dark Omen. and as always, my production partner Ray for everything that they do behind the scenes. I did promise a surprise at the end of the show, and I don't know if it has happened yet, but we do have a premiere of a brand new show called The Scenic Route, hosted by Osborne. Right after this show, a brand new show partner for myself. I'm so excited for this. They are hopefully up. I don't know where my camera is. Up over here somewhere, maybe. Oz, are you there?
Yes, hello, cutie. I am here. I hope you're doing well. You had an amazing show, by the way, might I just say.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I had to make sure that we set you up for just the amazing premiere. You have an incredible lineup. If you want to talk about a little bit about your show, your concept, what you got coming up. We're doing for chat, when I said this was like the first time we've ever done this, we're doing a bit of what we would call like a warm handoff or something, seeing how we can play with our format a little bit. So we should be somewhere next to each other. But Oz, yeah, tell us a little bit about what's coming up, what your show's about, and what we can look forward to.
Of course. Thank you so much, cutie. Y'all are about to see the very first episode of The Scenic Route here on the GDQ Hotfix. My name is Osborne. I'll be your host and showrunner for the next 3 hours. And this is going to be the new show that's going to be on every other Monday at 10 p.m. right after Perilous Paths. This show is all about glitchless and NMG runs, no major glitches, or runs that just naturally have little to no glitches in them. That is a really important distinction, because some games literally just the any percent round just doesn't have that many glitches in it. And you're going to see an example of each of those like classifications in this upcoming premiere. And so a lot of people like want to get into speedrunning, but they feel a little intimidated by glitches. They don't want to get into a really like intense glitch heavy run, or they don't want to learn something that's really mechanical or intense. And guess what? You don't have to. Like a lot of games have glitchless categories. Sometimes that's the most popular category of the game, and even if it isn't, sometimes you can just do the game without any glitches. And so sometimes the best way to complete the game isn't just a straight shot to the credits, but it's using unique routes that focus more on gameplay rather than like glitch heavy routes or like huge skips. And so that's what we're going to be showcasing today.
And in terms of your schedule, I know you have a very special GDQ Hotfix premiere for one of your runs today. You want to tell people a little bit what they can expect coming up out of the break, and then I'll get out of your way. I don't have to be here anymore. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that, and we'll swap over to a break.
Yeah, of course. So you're going to see 3 runs on the schedule today. Each of them kind of represent the different kind of run that you can find on this specific show. It's going to be a variety of genres, but the specific types of runs that we're going to see is one run that is explicitly, categorized as glitchless, meaning that is actively trying to avoid as many glitches as possible. And another run is going to be a run that just naturally doesn't have much glitches in it. Like it's the normal any percent run, but that run just doesn't have a lot of glitches in it. And that's going to be, and then the last one you're going to see is an no major glitches run, so that there's some glitches, there's still restrictions on glitches, but they're still present in the run, but there's still restrictions, and it's going to be a lot more restricted compared to like a normal any percent run. And so with that, super hot is going to be the run that just naturally doesn't have a lot of glitches. And to my knowledge, someone can correct me if I'm wrong on this, I could not find a GDQ Hotfix VOD with super hot in it. This might be also the GDQ debut, surprisingly, of super hot. And we're also going to have another debut of the Lies of P Overture DLC by Colonel Fat 69. And so we're going to be seeing a GDQ debut here on the DLC there. And of course, we're going to end the night with Metroid Dread, any percent, no major glitches. A lot of people in the Dread community really love this concept. And of course, this is like one of the first runs that I really want to get my hands on and present for this show, because I really love that run a lot, and these runners that you're going to be seeing tonight are absolutely amazing. So please stay tuned. It would mean the world if y'all showed this show some love and show the runners some love as well for this brand new show that you're going to see every other week.
Absolutely. Chat, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right here All of these games are incredible. Chronofats has actually been on Perilous Paths, part of our family. I'm going to be sticking close to all of these. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm looking forward to having you as a show partner here, Oz, for many, many more shows to come. But with that, I will get out of your way and I'll say, let's go ahead and go to a quick break so you can get set up. And then, yeah, I am so excited for the premiere of Scenic Route right here, right now.